President says he has decided on a response to this week's drone attack carried out by Iranian-backed militants.
I do hold them responsible in the sense that they're supplying the weapons to the people who did it.
President Biden says he does not seek a wider conflict in the Middle East. Prior U.S. airstrikes against militant groups are not deterring attacks. Asked if this will be different, the president said,
"We'll see."
Administration officials suggest a U.S. response will likely come in phases and over time.
Fox's Jared Halpern. The attack killed 3 U.S. soldiers, wounding more than 40. There have been more than 160 attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria by Iran proxies since mid-October. The White House just confirming the president spoke by phone earlier today with the families of the 3 soldiers killed, offering sympathy and pride in their service. Pressure on both sides of the aisle in the border debate.
If, Speaker Johnson is serious about securing the border, which he also said this morning that he is, then he should work across the aisle with us.
Deputy White House Press Secretary Olivia Dalton, after the House Speaker accused the president of falsely claiming he doesn't have the power to shut down the southern border without action from Congress. America is listening to Fox News.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A chilly 45 for the high as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. Clouds, a little bit of sunshine, but still a chance of a couple of sprinkles here and there. Clearing and cold tonight, 30 degrees. Wednesday, sunshine, 49 as we close out the month of January on Wednesday. Thursday, new month, sunny and 59. And Friday, Groundhog Day, sunny and 55. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, January 30th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights, and Wednesday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published Taxpayer Bill of Rights, which says you have the right to retain legal representation. Because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Lance Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Lance Story Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. This new year, make some resolutions that will improve the environment. Resolve to use less gas in your car. You can carpool to work a couple of days a week, use public transportation like buses or trains, combine errands to make fewer trips, and take a walk for any distances of a mile or less. And think about an electric car when looking for your next vehicle. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of 100 or more, 50 off your print purchase of 200 or more, and 100 off your print purchase of 300 or more. Ends 2/10/24. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
The Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thanks for being with us this Tuesday afternoon. There's so much to talk about today, and we're going to have Jim Carafano on in an hour from right now in the 1 o'clock hour just to start things off to talk about a lot that is materializing on the southern border back and forth between Texas and the administration. I am very much so looking forward to what Jim Carafano has to say about the latest developments there. So stick around for that. And at 1:25, Congressman Mike Bost is going to be with us, and we're going to talk about the back and forth between the president and Congress. President Biden keeps saying, "Give me the power, give me the ability to enforce the law on the southern border."
With executive authority, or is there more you could do? Absent
Not all I can do. Just give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work for us.
Man, what a pile of crap. What an absolute load of crap. Now my computer's playing because it wants me to talk about Cori Bush. I'm going to get there, Little Mac. I'm going to get there. The president is now publicly identifying that there's a problem at the southern border. I think that that's a step in the right direction. That would be progress because, Brad, every time that the administration is asked, like, is this a crisis? They're like, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. No, it's fine. Everything is good. Don't worry about it. But now they're like, oh.
Hey, Leslie Nielsen.
But here's the thing. Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. As the fireworks factory is exploding behind him. But I think, like, to me, I'll look at this and I'm like, so what changed? And polling, and it's a presidential cycle, and he's running for office, and he's going, because we've talked about this in the past. Joe Biden's entire administration has always been lick his finger, stick it in the air, and see which way the political winds are blowing and what the polling is.
Now I'm just thinking about Joe Biden licking his fingers.
I'm sorry.
Have done that.
Not as bad as Bloomberg.
Oh. Was he eating chicken or something like that?
Yeah. Ugh. Going through a buffet line, sucking on his fingers. Gross. Anyway.
Man, I had forgotten that existed. What a way to start the show. Bloomberg in a buffet and Joe Biden licking his fingers and sticking them in the wind.
Yeah. But Joe Biden's trying to figure out which way the political winds are blowing, and now the border issue has become the number one issue amongst voters, and he can't afford to ignore it. So now the pivot is, it's the Republicans, and they won't pass this bill so I can fix it. So he has to look helpless.
I think it's 96 executive orders that President Biden signed in his first 100 days. The entirety of the Biden administration's border policy was through his executive order pen. And his policy was, what did Trump do? We're undoing it. That was a pretty powerful thing for the executor of this country, the president of the United States, to do on his own. I mean, the only words that come to mind are BS.
Yeah.
Like the thought that America is going to sit here and listen to President Biden say, I've been waiting from my first day in office saying, give me the power, give me the border. Are you know what really gets under my skin? When people speak to me in a way that implies that I'm stupid. Yes. And that's what this president is doing.
Well, and it's not just that they imply that you're stupid. They're not saying you're stupid. It's they imply that they think that you're stupid and they can get away with this. So they don't even have they're not looking at you saying they're stupid. They're just acting in a way that says that they assume you're stupid. And that's worse.
The only way that this pivot on President Biden's part serves politically functional is if the American people go, see, my guy Joe Biden's been asking for this from day one. And we all go, gosh, he's fighting those mean Republicans every step of the way, which would require you to also be too stupid to understand that the House and the Senate were both in Joe Biden's party favor. And if he's been asking for this from day one, then he should be criticizing the Democrats who are in Congress and had power. Because if he's been asking for this since day one, his party failed him and has created what you still won't identify as a crisis. Semantically, does it matter if it's a crisis or a challenge? You want them to say, yes, this is an absolute existential crisis for our country. But the reason why you want them to say crisis, and the reason why they won't say crisis, the reason you want them to say the word is because you want them to acknowledge to you, the taxpayer, the person who is funding all of this to happen right now, you want him to acknowledge to you that he gets it. Yes, this is a problem. Yes, we need to do something about it. If they never, when you live in a political world, and that's the only way that you filter things through your mind, all that matters is what you can say. Nothing when you live only through the political filter. Nothing that you do matters, because if you can say it in a way that you feel you can adequately get away with, and I will add to you, the biggest perpetrator of violence to the existence of America as a sovereign nation is the apologetic media that supports their ability to get away with this political filter mentality. On the media, every single person who has a camera and a microphone and an opportunity to speak to an audience should be showing what's going on at the border. Your job is to create a window so the American people can understand truth. Not a truth, but the truth. The media is supposed to be there to be your eyes where you can't see and your ears where you can't hear. And they are Joe Biden's eyes. They are Joe Biden's ears. And the biggest thing is they are Joe Biden's mouthpiece. And they go through every single day of coverage, diverting all of your attention where? To Joe Biden's political opponent. I mean, imagine that. Think about that. We have very dire crises in a variety of different areas right now in this country. And if you turn on CNN, if you turn on MSNBC, count out loud how long it takes them to bring up something about Donald Trump. As if the only possible thing, this is the framework, this is the political filter. You have to understand where they're coming from to understand why they say the most heinously stupid and ridiculous things that they say. You have to understand that they approach everything as if the political cost and consequence is the only thing that matters. And if you watch those networks, or if you read some of the, left-wing obsessed publications out there, and I know that there are right-leaning publications out there that think that Donald Trump is the savior to all, and Jesus is my Lord and Savior. I don't need another one. I'm covered there. When you listen to the way this left-leaning media wants you to know that no matter what happens in the world, no matter what happens in the country, no matter what happens at the southern border, no matter what happens in your place of worship, no matter what happens in your child's classroom, no matter what happens with you in your healthcare, no matter what happens if you want to be a traditional living family that chooses traditional customs and culture for you and the way you live, or the complete and total opposite. The number one thing that threatens all of that is Trump. That is delusional. It's deranged. And I know people talk about Trump derangement system. I saw a shout out to TDS Trucking. I can't remember where they were out of. It's like Litchfield or something like that. I was on the highway coming in and it said TDS Trucking. I was like, oh, they're branching out. And then I thought, I don't know these people, but they are probably not TDS. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they truck. If you're listening, I would love to hear from you and apologize if necessary. TDS Trucking.
TDS Trucking. They haul loads of crap.
Yeah, they're hauling liberal tears across the country. That's so wrong. I love TDS Trucking. They're my favorite truckers. I really wonder what they do ship. When you understand the context of Trump derangement syndrome, people abbreviate TDS, and it's kind of a meme. It's kind of a parody of itself at this point in time. There are people who will be out there criticizing Donald Trump for things that I think are probably worthy of criticizing, but the comparison is Joe Biden, the guy who can't string words together in a sentence, but is still better than Donald Trump. You can't sell me on that. Why? Because I think for myself. Also, I use my own eyes. I use my own ears. And yeah, I use my own mouth to say what I cognitively process in my brain and consume through education and research of my own choosing. I don't sit down in front of the television at night and turn on MSNBC and, open the hinge on my brain so that you can pile in all of the things that give me the nice little sleep at night, because that's right, we really stuck to Donald Trump today. It is deranged. There is lunacy that is involved in that hatred, because what we have at stake right now is an invasion on the southern border. Show me how that is not an accurate statement. We have an invasion in our country. If this were happening and Donald Trump, your great orange Satan, was the president right now, you would be pulling your hair out trying to show, look at how bad it is. Do you remember when we couldn't stop seeing kids in cages? You remember who built those cages? That's the side note. Remember when we couldn't stop seeing all of these things that were taking place there? Do you remember when they released the Melania tapes that were her complaining about her going on, I think it was a CNN released the tapes, but they were asking Melania, all they wanted to do was ask her about Christmas decorating at the White House. And I think she says something to the effect of, I don't give an F about the Christmas decorations at the White House. I'm trying to help some of these immigrant kids, and nobody wants to talk to me about it. They want to talk to me about decorating the White House. She became my all-capital first lady when she spoke like that. When she said, I'm not here to do all of the little ritzy things that the first lady is supposed to do. You want to talk about a true feminist? A stunningly hot woman as the first lady, who we couldn't celebrate. Why? Because she was in proximity of Donald Trump. That was her great sin. That was her unforgivable sin. She is a supermodel. She has posed nude before. And I say that before the TDSers on our YouTube live chat remind me of how unsavory that is. But if she would have been, I don't know, we'll choose yours, Jill Biden, you'd celebrate her for her womanhood. What the hell is womanhood? Do you see how crazy we are right now? Do you see how nuts this is in this moment in time? They've got it so confusing. They've tried to make every single thing that is most definitively black and white and make it all gray. It's all gray. You can't make anything black and white because that is a binary situation. Everything has to be gray because that way they can shift the goalposts at a whim. When, as Brad likes to put it, Joe Biden licks his fingers and sticks them in the air. Gross. It's disgusting. We have an invasion on the southern border. We are potentially minutes. Is this? I'm going to ask Jim Carafano this. Brad, is this an exaggeration? We could be minutes from World War III.
I don't think it's an exaggeration.
That is insanity. Because a reminder, the lunatics in the left-wing media told us that all of these things would happen should Donald Trump be the president. We had no lives lost. We were not in wars. We were in a position with Donald Trump where we were safe and we were flourishing. And Joe Biden is the president, and he hasn't done a damn good thing for this country. Not one. Am I wrong? Come to the YouTube channel right now and tell me how I'm wrong. Let me have it. He has destroyed this country at every turn when given the opportunity to choose, do we go this way or do we go that way? He always chooses the destruction of American greatness, because the opposition to Donald Trump is the opposition to America first, to the idea that we are great. And the way we bless countries around the world is by focusing first on our greatness. And it is no different than your ability to manage your funds, your budget, your home, your people, your circle, and protect it and fight like hell when anything threatens it to make sure that you are in your own space, independently secure. You can then take the blessings of the sacrifices you're making to be independently secure, and you can take that out into the world and bless those who want to be in partnership with respect to our American greatness. And there's not a dang thing that's wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong with being great. There is something wrong, though, with an elitism that separates people into the haves and the have-nots, and to use the have-nots, constantly remind them that they don't have, and that the only way that they can potentially participate in the system is when the elitists decide, you know what, I think now's your time. Every 4 years, in the same year as an election, they are using you. Their heart on their sleeve, compassion for the lesser. They believe that those people are lesser. They're not disenfranchised. They are actually lesser. That's why you see people in urban communities across this country right now going, Trump's my guy. Saying it louder than they've ever said it before. Because they know that the people on the left only thrive by keeping the marginalized people in the margins. By keeping them so far away that every election cycle, those people, all they need to do is be reminded that they are in need. And that the only way the democracy can stand, and the only way that they will be helped, is if you elect those same people who've been looking after you for so long, taking care of you, giving you the things that you need when you need them, that the other people on that ballot want to take all that away and they want you to suffer. That's the political message, because the only thing they do is see through that political filter. They don't care that those people are never actually helped. They don't care that every election cycle that these different types of communities elect Democrats over and over and over again. They don't care the fact that nothing ever changes there. All that matters to them is that they show up right before an election and they get your vote. And nothing ever changes. The leadership doesn't change and the outcomes sure don't change. The political filter is all that matters to the liberal left. The political filter is all that matters to Joe Biden, which is why he can be such an obscene liar and say that all he needs from Congress is the opportunity to have the power. Dude, you've got the power. You've been using the power, and that's why the border is in shambles. You crossed out everything Donald Trump did with your pen. You didn't ask Congress for help then. You are a liar. You are destroying this country, and you're doing it because your puppeteers are telling you to. They're using you. How does that feel? Should be pretty gross. We've got a lot of people who are out fighting for our country right now, and we've got a lot of people who are out fighting for common sense. And that idea of taking black and white and moving it to a place where everything is gray and there's no right and wrong, because right and wrong is black and white. It's binary. There are a lot of people who are fighting to get common sense back as the rule of the land. Jeanne Ives is one of those people. She's the host of The Real Story in Chicago. She was a state representative in the state of Illinois. She ran and almost beat Governor Rauner in a primary a few years ago. She's a friend of mine, and I'm very excited to have her on the show when we come back. She's going to talk about the Right to Parent ballot initiative, and she's going to have that discussion with us right here on 97.1. The YouTube live chat poll for today on the Annie Frey YouTube channel: can a third-party candidate win the presidency? Yes or no? Join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Vote in today's live broadcast in the live chat portion. We'll have those results and your feedback at the end of the show. Jeanne Ives when we come back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Imagine having all the money you need for retirement, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor, an indexed annuity tied to growth in the stock market, but without any risk of loss ever. It's guaranteed money for life income, no matter how long you live. Call 888-509-2228. 888-509-2228. Sponsored by GP Agency, Inc., Raleigh, North Carolina. Licensed in all states. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial professional before making an investment decision.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Keep the air you're paying to heat where it should be with 15% off attic insulation. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
97.1 FM Talk. You're here because the times, they are a-changing. St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. Asking Lord for mercy, so help me if you please. I went down to
I don't think parents should be notified, simply because society assumes that every child has a well-meaning family culture that is accepting of this. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is involve a parent in some of these issues, based on their own beliefs and their own culture.
Whoa. What? That was from a Rhode Island school board conversation. Brad, just so I get that right, she said sometimes the worst thing you can do is involve a parent.
Yes.
And she's talking about notifying parents of a child's gender transition. You have to still be somebody out there who hears that and go, that's nuts. Well, we need people out there fighting against it, because this is very much so established in culture right now. The progressive version of culture today that has worked its way into our political system very much so states that this is the prevailing thought for activists who have found their way, especially into local government. And right now, there is a right to parent ballot initiative that I am excited to talk to my friend Jeanne Ives about. She joins the show now. She's the host of The Real Story. You have to check out her show. It's great. She has done a wonderful job building that show. It's called The Real Story. You can find her on Facebook.com/Jeanne Ives or on Twitter @Jeanne Ives. Jeanne, welcome back to the show. It's good to have you here.
Well, thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. I'm going to read right now the Right to Parent ballot initiative, and then I want you to tell me about your advocacy here. It says, shall the written consent from a minor's parent or guardian be required before any entity, person, clinic, or school can provide a minor under the age of 18 years any non-emergency medical procedure, medication, pharmaceutical, or any gender modification procedure, gender identification counseling, or gender therapy? Jeanne, what is this initiative that you are advocating for here, and where would it be applicable if this question were put on a ballot?
So this initiative came to me from a fellow parishioner at my local parish in Wheaton, and he wanted to do something about the state having a repealed parental notification of abortion. And I said, this is actually an issue that's much broader than just parental notification of abortion. The state has eroded a parent's right to know a lot of different things, including with the State Board of Education putting out guidance saying that you can socially transition a child behind a parent's back. And that particular guidance has been adopted by a number of school districts and is actually enforced right now. So they can socially transition a child. They can call them a different pronoun. They can give them different clothing when they're at school. They can treat them differently. And nobody knows the better, not even their own people's parents. And so we broadened this and said, you have an affirmative right to parent your child. You have a right to do it. Yeah. It's not the state's right to do it. It's your right. And so we put together this ballot initiative, and we're seeking 500,000 signatures from around the state, from registered voters, to get this as a public policy question on the 2024 ballot.
That's fantastic. While you put it out there that you need signatures, that's the ask here. And I know I myself will be participating and signing this immediately. Tell us exactly what we need to do for everybody listening right now who believes that parents should be the first line of defense and decision-making for their minor children. Where can people go to support what you're doing?
Well, first of all, this isn't even controversial. And when you're talking to people, nearly everybody will sign this petition, because to them, first of all, they don't know that their rights have been eroded by the radical progressive legislature and Governor Pritzker. They have no idea that this is happening. But number two, it's just common sense. I mean, it's literally common sense that parents have a right to know this. So they can go to parentsmattercoalition.org. And at our website, you can sign up to be an activist volunteer. You can sign up to host a signature party. You can download the petition there and the instructions, and please read them carefully. And you can actually just go ahead and circulate it yourself, get that notarized, and mail it into us. We'd like all these done by the beginning of April so we can assemble it together. But we need everybody to do this, to circulate on their own. Don't just sign it yourself. Go to your 10 or 20 friends and circulate it for us.
Yeah. I mean, if you talk about 10 or 20 friends, that could be just 5, maybe 8 households that you go talk to, people who have common sense and understand the importance of participating in this system here. I've got it pulled up. If people are watching on the YouTube page here, I want people to understand how easy it is to get this signed and what this looks like. So you're just going to download it from the website, which she just mentioned here is parentsmattercoalition.org. And all the directions are there in plain speak. We need your name and your street address, your city, town, or village, and your county. If you've ever signed a petition for getting a candidate's name on a ballot, it's very similar to that. One of the things that you were talking about, Jeannie, how they work to do the social change with such discretion. And I've talked to a lot of teachers about this in varying areas, both Missouri and Illinois, but more so in Illinois. And even the way that teachers are instructed in the state of Illinois specifically, if a child comes to you and says, my name's not Joe anymore, I want you to call me Joanna, and they're transitioning, when those parents come in, you're not supposed to, if they were to sit down for a normal parent-teacher conference after first quarter, look at the report card, you are supposed to keep that a secret from the parents. That is an initiative with our education system in the state of Illinois, backed up by what the state government is doing.
Well, that's exactly what's happening. And in fact, I got private information that a school district, prior to conferences with parents, literally instructed their teachers to know whether they can and what names and pronouns to use or not use in front of the teachers based on what the child had decided they wanted to be called or not called, so that the teacher wasn't confusing to the parents or outing the child in front of the parents. They were specifically instructed to look over their student list and make sure that they weren't going to violate a child's privacy. It's insane.
It is. It's crazy to think that what the state of Illinois specifically has done here, and that you said that initial push was kind of abortion centered. Just yesterday, I was supposed to do the show here yesterday. I got a call at 11:55. My 11-year-old daughter had a 102 fever. Had to go get her. Just earlier that day, they had to call my husband to come. She said she had a bad headache. My husband had to come give ibuprofen or some sort of medicine to her because they wouldn't give that to her. My children go to a Lutheran school, and we prioritize that in our family. But I'm pretty sure that if you were going to a public school and your kid had a headache and the school, without permission from the parents, gave them Tylenol, and something happened because that Tylenol was dispensed, that the school's going to have some significant liability on their hands for making that decision for the child and the child's well-being. This is so much more serious than a Tylenol for a headache. We're so upside down.
Yeah, no, I mean, and honestly, they already are introducing gender ideology to even younger grades, and they're, and when they introduce it, they shouldn't even have to be able to introduce it, in my opinion. They shouldn't have to, but then, if a child opens up to it, the next step is like, well, we're going to talk about it and we're not going to tell the parents. They're going to counsel about it. Maybe there's some therapy. Maybe there's a school psychologist that steps in as well. And before you know it, it's run amok, because we know that a lot of this is a social contagion in many cases. And it's also kids that kind of sometimes might be on the autism spectrum. That's not with any case, but it certainly was the case, and I think, which is the most famous Illinois case where a school ran amok, and that's in the Hinsdale School District. A man named Jay Keck, you can look it up yourself, go to USA Today, read his article, his op-ed in the USA Today from 2019. He literally lays out that his school district, Hinsdale School District, socially transitioned their child when they were told not to. They found out they were doing, they told them not to, they continued to do it. And he says that his daughter was on the spectrum. So, I mean, this can happen to vulnerable kids, and you're none the better knowing it, because they will hide it from you. It's nefarious, it's insidious, it's everything that is wrong with the state of Illinois. I mean, honestly, they think that they can parent your child better than you. They think they know better than you. They think that they can make better decisions in every aspect of your life. I mean, from banning natural gas to, and forcing you into electric vehicle, to telling you what you can do with your child. I mean, it's just, this state is out of control.
It's so far out of control. We're speaking with Jeanne Ives right now. I want you to go to parentsmattercoalition.org to learn more about this ballot initiative.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'll highlight too, Jeanne, before we wrap up here, is that the ballot initiative is really about parents' rights. It's not really it's not from the position, it's not taking a side on the the presence of LGBTQIA plus issues. It's saying that your educational system should not be allowed to be influencing and persuading your child in secret. It's really that simple.
That's right.
And that is such a normal that's a normal thought for people to think, and it's happening so much more frequently than taxpayers and voters understand. That I think this ballot initiative is a must sign, and I hope people listening do support it.
So we didn't go as far as many other red states or more conservative states are going. They're outright banning you to do any of this type of counseling, hormonal therapy, transitioning. You can't do that at all with a minor. They're just saying outright, you can't touch that stuff until you're past the age of maturity. Okay, fine. Well, first of all, the age of maturity anymore, most psychologists think is like 25. The way you can't even, you can't even get rent a car until that age because, they know that that's an insurance problem. So, but here you're going to let these students, middle school students, decide for themselves. So we're not even going that far to ban it, is my point. We're saying you got to let parents know.
Yes.
You got to let them know.
Amen.
And I think it's like a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer, and I would beg of my Illinois listeners to sign this. ParentsMatterCoalition.org. Print out one petition, sign it yourself, fill it up, send it in, and we will start making real, meaningful progress. Jeannie, thank you for being here with us today. We appreciate it, and I want to follow up with you and see how this is going, maybe in early April, to see how well your signatures turned out and what happens next.
Thank you. We need everybody's help for this. Thank you so much.
Of course. Jeanne Ives, thank you for being with us here today. Host of The Real Story. Go check it out. You can see it on Facebook, podcast, wherever you like to listen to different people talking about different things. Jeanne does a great job. She has served the state of Illinois well, and we're grateful that she came on with us here today. You can also go to facebook.com/Jeanne Ives, Jeanne Ives. Great to have her here on the Annie Frey Show. I have followed her since she was a state rep, and I remember her in a really fiery speech pushing back against Mike Madigan and the establishment that has destroyed the state of Illinois, and seeing her and going, oh my gosh, yes, we need more of that. She ran for governor. I think she came within, I think it was less than 2% in the primary against Bruce Rauner. When you're bored sometime, go look at how much money Bruce Rauner spent per vote compared to how much Jeanne Ives spent per vote. I'm going to look it up in the break. The number that's in my head is that Bruce Rauner spent $238 per vote. That's the number in my head. But that was also 2017, 2018, maybe? Ugh.
Yeah, 2018.
Let's take a quick break. Wiggins America, when we come back. Ryan bailed me out yesterday in a big, big way, and I was very grateful for that. So let's see what he has for Wiggins America on the Annie Frey Show when we return.
No one seems to know me.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is online at igotfloored.com, and flooring is a wonderful way to reinvigorate your home. They also do commercial flooring installs as well. So if you're looking to freshen up your office, maybe go from a carpet situation in your place of business to carpet squares, which become a lot easier to replace, or even something that's hardwood that's easier to clean, Michael's Flooring Outlet will help walk you through the whole process. I want you to know and prioritize, if you do like I do, the idea that Michael's Flooring Outlet is a locally owned and operated family business. So if you're shopping for flooring at Michael's Flooring Outlet, you're shopping with somebody who's right here from St. Louis, who understands the area and has been working for decades and decades to deliver fellow St. Louisans like yourself the flooring that they need, that they want, and doing it at an absolutely great value. Reach out to Michael's Flooring Outlet online at igotfloored.com, and you can peruse the different types of products that they have right there. The Smart Strand, Mohawk Silk, Silky Softness, Superior Performance carpeting that you might want to install in your home. Everything you need is right there on the website, including how to request an estimate. You can find them online at igotfloored.com.
Show your love this Valentine's with exquisite fashion jewelry from Diamonds Direct and save an extra 20%. Now through Valentine's, all fashion favorites at Diamonds Direct are on sale. All earrings, all bracelets, all necklaces, stackable bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and more. Lots of romantic and timeless gifts for under $500. Special financing available too. Don't miss this. An extra 20% savings on all fashion jewelry favorites at Diamonds Direct. Shop in store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
You couldn't pick a worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now, but are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. You'll love this. It's a genius idea. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down, or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 855-300-9993. That's 855-300-9993. Or visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will pay for your home based on its best current value, not what's coming. Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. Call 855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
At Neovitin, we are all about supporting your nutrition, and that's why we are excited about our new Neovitin Omega-3 supplement. Neovitin Omega-3 is formulated with 1,200 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids to help support healthy hearts. Our high-quality omega-3 fish oils are sourced from wild-caught fish and tested for heavy metals. With our convenient monthly subscription, you can get Neovitin Omega-3 delivered right to your door every month with no long-term obligations. Support your daily nutrition and sign up for a Neovitin Omega-3 subscription at neovitin.com today.
I know we're all busy. We're working, we're running errands, trying to take care of the kids. It's really easy to put things off. One thing you do not want to put off, though, your annual eye exam. The doctors at Ophthalmology Associates not only gave me the most thorough eye exam I've ever had, but they're also experts in the diagnosis and treatment of all diseases of the eye. Everything from dry eye to macular degeneration and cataracts. Think about this. Your eye health is the window into your overall body health. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranja Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Berry, they can look at your eyes and even tell in some cases if you have early stage diabetes, heart disease, lung problems, even some forms of cancer. They're called the doctor's doctors because they've treated more than 250 doctors. The best part about this is that most insurance plans cover the cost of your annual eye exam. Set up your appointment today, 314-966-5000. Again, 314-966-5000, or go to youridoc.com.
You want to win Jordan Peterson tickets on Valentine's Day? He's going to be at the Stiefel Theater. We'll give you a pair of tickets if you are the right numbered caller in the 2 o'clock hour. See, this is a tease. It's not right now. In the 2 o'clock hour, listen to the show, and we'll be doing that giveaway. It is 12:48 at the moment. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. St. Louis's destination for questioning the narrative.
Your home for conservative talk.
This is 97.1 FM Talk.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Frey Show.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps.
Wiggins. That's pretty good. I thought you were going to hit it the other post, like when the drums kick.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
hard.
You'd have to wait that out. Patience is key. So what I've got here is questions that if you reply yes to them, you are more emotionally secure than most people. So Annie's a yes on all of them.
Yes. Just check the box.
This is just between me and Brad and Leah.
I'm not sure I have confidence that I have emotions.
So wait.
That's true.
Yeah. Who has emotions? So this is if you say yes, you are more emotionally confident.
You are more emotionally secure. Than most people.
I was just going to say, what is emotionally confident? But that's better.
Emotionally secure. All right. The first one is...
Real quick.
Yeah.
You said there's 9 things?
There's 9.
Leah, how many out of 9 do you think you're going to... How emotionally secure do you think you are? I could read you either way.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're either going to go 9 for 9 or 0 for. Which direction do you think you'll go?
What he's trying to do is get you emotionally uncomfortable
so
right
now.
now.
If I am emotionally secure, would I be 9?
Yeah,
Would I be
you'd
the
be
9?
9.
Yeah. I'm going to say 8.
8.
9.
Okay. Okay.
I would feel like I would be emotionally confident, but I don't know what this author of this study says is emotionally confident. So
She's a Harvard-trained psychologist.
Okay, I'm going to be like
hedging.
3.
Commit.
Okay, 3.
Harvard?
Yeah.
Well, it's full of crap. 6.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say I'm a
9.
I'm a 9.
I'm going to say you're a 0.
I'm 9 with confidence.
You are the most, I would say, emotional person in this room.
Probably, or at
Really?
least most openly emotional.
I don't say that in any pejorative way.
Yeah, and I don't take it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm so confident.
I am probably the least emotional person in the room.
Yeah, I don't know. Brad is there too, though.
Yeah.
Brad's not easily swayed.
Kind of like have happiness and anger, and that's about it. There's not a lot in between.
Oh, it's angry Brad. Oh, good, it's happy
Are
Brad.
you bipolar?
No.
Okay.
Number 1, can you listen to different perspectives you disagree with?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brad sent me a video last night, which he often does because Brad is like that. He likes to send videos.
Yeah, they make me laugh.
It was about a guy who walked into a teacher, like a school board meeting. I guess this is going viral because I don't think it was around here. The guy just starts saying the meanest things possible to everybody in the room. To the point where I don't even know what point he was trying to make. It was just
never got to the point. It was
Okay.
just him being mean.
But people started screaming him down because he just instantly started saying mean things. And it's like, you look as bad as that guy does.
He walked in and his first words were, "Hi, cowards."
Yeah, and then started calling everybody fat and stuff. I mean, he was just mean. And everybody started screaming at him. And I thought, you'd be better off if you just let this guy talk and let him make a fool of himself, which applies to basically all of society. If you are able to listen to people you disagree with, then you are for free speech, we could say. Number 2, can you set healthy boundaries?
Yes.
Can you set healthy boundaries?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Well, then you're emotionally secure.
I wonder if the absence of healthy boundaries is no boundaries?
I think so.
Or can it be, I mean, I have pretty fortified boundaries.
It would be either no boundaries or they're so lax that you can't really enforce things.
That would be, no boundaries would be lax boundaries.
Yeah.
There's overprotective boundaries too.
Overcompensation.
That's true.
That's where I could lean into, but I've got my priorities straight. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is just asking, can you set healthy boundaries?
Yes, I think
so. I think the answer is yes.
Leah, can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3, can you admit when you're wrong?
Yeah, but I got to believe I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not easily.
Yeah.
It takes me a minute. It's not something I come to quickly. Oh, shoot, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I gotta process through.
If I have a guilty conscience about something, I can't sleep. I can't live with it. So I will work to apologize.
Is the first thing you want to do talk to the person?
If I feel like I did something wrong, the first thing I want to do is say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that I can't rationalize what I said or what I did. If you know I'm not really looking for them to say, for instance, in my family, we raise our kids to, if you do something to someone else, you have to say, I'm sorry. And the response is, I forgive you. It's not, it's okay. I correct my kids every time they say, I'm sorry. It's okay. Because it's not okay. You did something wrong. Mm-hmm. That isn't okay. You should not do it again. The power in saying the phrase, I forgive you, is so massive for the kids to understand that doing something wrong isn't okay just because you said you were sorry. You need to be forgiven for the thing you were doing wrong and go and say no more. So if I do something that is wrong, if I get in trouble in some way, shape, or form, I will identify the people who I need to apologize to and say that, because I'm looking for people to say, you know, maybe they say it's okay, maybe they say I get it, but I'm looking for the let's move on from here.
I just don't like living in the midst of having something unresolved. And if I'm the cause of it, I will seek to resolve it as fast as possible.
Was that 4?
That was number 3. Number 4, do you know your core values and beliefs?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's obvious in this room especially.
I think that's the most important thing.
It pretty much has to supersede everything. You have to know where you stand and why you stand where you stand. Number 5, can you express negative emotions respectfully?
See, I think that's just a matter of perspective. I have grown to a place where especially in professionally, like if there's something going on, you can't just go, if you don't express it, and you can't get past it. So you have to bring it up. You have to say something about it. And everybody is different. You kind of have to know. We've talked about love languages before. You've got to know how to speak to somebody in a way they're going to be willing to hear, because the end goal has to be progress.
Yes.
So it can't just be like, wow, you suck.
It's not just an airing of grievances.
Correct. So I would say that I focus on doing that. I don't know if I'm always effective in doing that. It might be a point of emphasis for me.
Can you take criticism? Excuse me. Can you take criticism from others?
Yeah. I mean, as long as it's constructive.
Yeah.
Leah? Yeah.
This is something I'm glad to hear that, because this is something that I've gotten better at as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I had a hard time. I'm not saying I'm great at it now, but I've gotten better as I've gotten older.
Would you be a no on that right now, though? Like still, like I'm saying, a point of emphasis, work in progress?
No, I would say that it's a yes. It's just a hard yes. I think or a soft yes.
I actually think it's something you need to work on.
Uh-oh.
How do you feel?
Terrible.
So
and I want to resolve the issue as fast as possible.
How are you going to handle these negative emotions?
Yeah. So you're a yes on that?
I think so. Number 7, do you continually strive to change and grow?
Yes.
Yeah, very much
Oh,
so.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Number 8, can you stop yourself from reacting impulsively?
Yes.
Ooh. I can sometimes.
Man,
sometimes.
I used to struggle with that bad.
Yeah.
And all it takes is 1 or 2 times of it to really burn you, that you're like, okay, let's
Leah?
get away from this.
You a yes?
Yeah, I'm good now. When I was younger, I wasn't.
Ryan,
good
are
at
you a
it.
yes?
I'm a soft yes. There are times that it can get me. If something really strikes me, I'll go, whoa. I react to it.
Like, that is not a foul.
Pretty much, yeah. If I'm playing sports or my kids are playing sports. Last one. Do you trust that you'll be okay no matter what challenges come your way?
Yeah.
That's another one that I think is key to all of it.
All
If
right.
you know that everything's going to be okay.
Everybody's a 9 for 9 except for me. 7.
I was a soft 7. I think
Now you're hedging.
I
No,
know.
you said yes to every
I
single
did.
one.
I did. So I'm better than you. I need to just embrace that.
Yeah, I'll take that criticism and sleep just fine. Jim Carafano and Congressman Bost when we come back.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, January 30th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights, and Wednesday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A long
long day of debates on immigration. Lisa Brady, Fox News. This time focused on the head of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, as House Republicans try to move articles of impeachment out of committee.
Secretary Mayorkas is the very type of public official the framers feared. Someone who would cast aside the laws passed by a co-equal branch of government, replacing those with his own preferences, hurting his fellow Americans in the process.
Homeland Security Committee Chair Mark Green says Mayorkas is misleading the public and not following the law. House Democratic Caucus Chair Pete Aguilar.
I would caution any Democrat who is thinking about supporting this, that this is just playing into the Republican extremism that brings them all together.
This as Democrats also accuse Republicans of playing election year politics with Senate talks on a border security bill. House Speaker Mike Johnson says the president already has the power to act. President Biden says he has made a decision on how to respond after Iran proxies killed 3 American soldiers with a drone attack in Jordan. The White House not saying what the response will be, but suggesting it may be more than one step. The former president is allowed to stay on the ballot in Illinois.
It was a resounding
yes. 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 Motion passes.
Illinois' bipartisan Board of Elections voting unanimously to keep former President Donald Trump on the state's primary ballot. The decision a win for the former president amid efforts by other Democrat-led states to remove his name from ballots over the Constitution's insurrection provision related to J6 that Donald Trump and his supporters have called election interference. Illinois' decision just before the U.S. Supreme Court takes up Colorado's ballot case and makes the final ruling.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. In Illinois, a hearing officer questioned Trump's eligibility to run, but told the election board it should be up to the courts. America is listening to Fox News.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A chilly 45 for the high as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. Clouds, a little bit of sunshine, but still a chance of a couple of sprinkles here and there. Clearing and cold tonight, 30 degrees. Wednesday, sunshine, 49 as we close out the month of January on Wednesday. Thursday, new month, sunny and 59. And Friday, Groundhog Day, sunny and 55. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Conservatives Care supports organizations making a difference in our community. Kim St. Ange here. USO Missouri serves active, reserve, and National Guard military members and their families throughout the St. Louis Metro and Kansas City. Learn how you can support their mission at 971talk.com/care.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
I stopped smoking with Mark Patrick's hypnosis
hypnosis when nothing else worked. 1 year later, my wife Michelle and I attended the Mark Patrick Weight Loss Hypnosis Seminar. In 2 months, lost 43 pounds, and she lost 18 pounds.
And we feel great.
Seminars Tuesday, January 30th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights, and Wednesday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Okay, so you filed your taxes this year, but you know you have past IRS issues. And now the IRS letters are coming. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Don't ignore those IRS letters. They're important and give you rights and deadlines to defend yourself. Waiting could cause you to lose those rights. Call the Lance Story Law Firm now and let us help you get ahead of the IRS and defend your rights while you still have time. The Lance Story Law Firm is located here in St. Louis, so take the first step and hire a tax resolution attorney. We've made it super easy to schedule your free consultation in person, or you can do a phone call and save travel time. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm. Call today at 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120. Or go visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. Are you the decision maker in your company? Do you want more control over your business spending? Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management platform designed to save you time and money. Ramp offers unlimited corporate cards with spend controls you can customize to stop wasteful spending before it happens. Ramp makes expense reports a breeze by automatically collecting receipts and matching them to the right transaction. You'll close your books in hours instead of days. Ramp allows you to see all of your company spend in one place, so you can make quick, informed decisions about your business finances. Plus, Ramp will share insights based on your spending to help you cut costs. Over 15,000 businesses have added up to 5% to their bottom line with Ramp. You can be one of them. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. ramp.com/free.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Resolve to recycle more. Recycle paper, bottles, and cans directly, and recycle old clothes by donating them. When we each share one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
The Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
We are not looking for a war with Iran. We are not seeking a conflict with the regime in a military way. And as I said in the opening, we're not looking to escalate here. This attack over the weekend was escalatory. Make no mistake about it. And it requires a response. Make no mistake about that. I will not get ahead of the president's decision making.
That's John Kirby speaking right there. And he says, you know, it's good. It makes you feel better, right? We're not seeking a conflict with Iran. It sure looks like Iran is seeking a conflict with the United States of America. Now there's American blood spilled. I don't know what to make all of this. I know a lot of people are advocating for the ineptitude of the Biden administration and their decision-making capabilities right now. I think there's a lot of context to that as well. But this is why we bring our friend Jim Carafano onto the show. He's the senior counselor to the president and E.W. Richardson Fellow for International Engagement at the Heritage Foundation. Jim, welcome back. As usual, so much to talk about with you.
Yeah, so, okay, so let's assume that if you're listening to the Annie Frey Show, you realize that everything you just heard is absolutely, completely out of the mouth of yahoos, and there's nothing even there worth talking about. But the Biden administration is completely factless and they're in the headlights and completely useless on this, and actually created the mess we're in. Okay, so we all agree on that. So let me talk about the two things that maybe your listeners don't necessarily kind of think about as they hear people argue about this thing. The first one is this kind of false notion between your choices are do nothing, or a tit for tat response, or start World War III and bomb Iran, right? And because these are kind of cartoonish, these are your only choices, and that's absolutely not true. There's lots of things between just if we shouldn't be there in the first place, we just pull everything out, right? Run away, or okay, well we'll just tap them on the on the back of the hand, so maybe they won't kill as many Americans next time. Or people would say, oh, it's time to bomb Tehran or bomb this or bomb that, and it's just bombing everything. So if you want to do something that is serious, what do you do? And this is the other, I think people have to, is you don't necessarily think in symmetrical terms. They slap us, we slap them. They kill somebody, we kill somebody. Now, don't get me wrong. We should absolutely go out and kill and obliterate anybody attacking Americans. Mm. That's not even a question, right? That's not even up for debate. That should have happened 3 days ago, right? That should have happened the first time somebody shot an American. We should have just killed them. So that's bad on us. But that's not going to stop Iran. This is the other thing I was saying, is if you want to get your enemy's attention, you hold at risk the things they hold dear. Anybody that ever watched a mafia movie knows this, right? So we can go in and obliterate all these surrogates, but Iran doesn't care. They'll just buy more surrogates. And so what do you hold, what can you put at risk that the regime fears? And so, for example, this is what Trump did when he killed Soleimani. This wasn't kind of a tit for tat thing. He went out, he found the number one guy leading the attacks on Americans, and he killed him. And then he said, I have just killed this guy, and I will kill anybody else who tries to replace him.
Yeah.
That the Iranians took seriously. Now, again, we're going to kill people. I get that. But it doesn't have to be, how do you get Iran's attention? And there, I think, is you have to start taking away the things that they really value. All their money, their ability that the regime is secure and they don't have to worry about people overthrowing their own regime. These are the kind of things that'll get their attention. And we're not seeing that. We're unlikely to see that.
We're speaking with Jim Carafano. No, you're saying that the things that they value, money and the secure regime, it seems to me like the Obama administration and now the Biden part two of the Obama administration have given, like, we've provided that security to them.
Exactly. We gave them $100 billion. We created this mess. And now we're saying, oh, well, if we push on them too hard, we might make them mad. Right? This is nonsensical. I'll give you a good analogy. We were once during the Cold War, we were planning our response, and I was a nuclear target officer. So we're going to take out all the intermediate range Russian nuclear weapons. And my counterpart, I won't tell you who it was this German guy said, oh, we can't do that. Because if we do that, we might make the Russians mad. And I'm like, you don't get this, do you?
Yeah.
These are people that respect force. If you restrain your use of force, it only means one thing from them. Either you're a coward or you don't have the capacity to hit me back.
Okay, we know what causes Iran to feel unstable and how we can keep them on their heels. And that's the Trump method, it seemed like, and the opposite of the Obama and Biden method. What is Iran, if they were to write down what victory looks like for them, I think that's important to understand, too. They're using surrogates to destabilize all sorts of different regions in this world. But what is the ultimate goal of Iran with these activities?
That is a brilliant question, and that's the second time today I've been asked that question. So good for you for asking exactly the right question. Here's what Iran wants. The first thing they want is they want the United States to leave the region, because the United States is really kind of the guarantor of security and stability in the region.
The region
and as long as the Middle East, right? And as long as everybody else feels that the Middle East is relatively stable and they don't have to worry about, then they're not going to do what Iran wants. So the first thing they want is the United States to leave. Then what they want to do is to use their power and influence to cow everybody else and let them do what they want. And then they will focus the entire Arab world on the destruction of Israel. And having accomplished that, they will then turn around and they will tell the Arab world, we led the destruction of Israel. Now we are going to become the new caliphate. And so they are going to fulfill a historic mission. So if you go back and you read, there's no difference between Adolf Hitler and Mein Kampf and the mullahs and the regime in Iran. If you read the root of the Iranian Revolution, the only purpose of the Iranian state is to protect the Iranian Revolution. And the function of the Iranian Revolution is to reestablish the caliphate. So that's it. That's what this game's all about.
Is it okay? So we've got an election in November. There's a lot of political spin around this, and I know that they will take even a flavor of ice cream and try to turn that into a political this or political that. So I try not to listen to the politicos talking about this. But if we get this is something I said to Brad a little bit earlier in the show. We could be technically minutes from a World War III. It feels like. Maybe that's a ridiculous statement, Jim. You can tell me, but. What happens if we do engage in actual back and forth conflict with Iran, and then we have an administration change in November? How do those things get handled?
Well, again, I'm in the camp that thinks it's unlikely to evolve into World War III, for a couple of reasons. First of all, nobody really wants to directly fight a war with the United States. Iran saw what happened to Iraq when they directly fought a war with the United States. It's still not a happy place, right? The other thing is it's very, very difficult for us in Iran to fight a war. How do we do that? We are not going to put boots on the ground in Iran the way we did in Iraq. We don't have them, and none of our friends and allies have them. So there's no way we can actually decisively defeat Iran because we'd have to go in there and, we could, blow stuff up, but that's not going to be any more decisive than the Russians blowing stuff up in Ukraine. What are the Iranians going to do? Invade the United States? So we really don't really have the capacity to fight a big war with each other that in any way is decisive. So I just don't think that's very likely. I think the more likely scenario is Iran. Iran bleeds this. It's a terrible metaphor, but bleeds this for all it can get. And as I've told you before, for me the nightmare scenario is what the Iranians, because the Iranians literally are ready to announce that they're a breakout nuclear power. All they have to do is use the chaos, even use the threat of Americans or American retaliation or something, and they'll just go, the neighborhood's in chaos. We're just going to declare nuclear status. Biden's not going to do anything. And so we'll turn around, and whoever the president is in January is going to walk in the door with Iran being a declared nuclear power and U.S. policy being, well, we can't accept Iran as a nuclear power. But the one thing I'll tell you is not only will this president never start a war with Iran, a president that walks in the door in January, they're not going to start a war with Iran either.
It seems as though President Trump, he understood that enriching the Iranians was not a way to make America secure. Right. And so he pulled back on that in a really impactful way.
Right.
Can he just go back in and do that on day one?
No, it's too late. They've already done it. It's literally the Biden strategy was to give matches and gasoline to the arsonist as a way to prevent the arsonist from doing arson. Too late. It's already happened. Whether Iran declares nuclear status or not is a political decision, not.
Really?
It's not. They can do this. It's a political choice. It's not about they have to wait till they get enough stuff to do it. They've got all the stuff they need to do it. What you have to do is make that political choice totally unpalatable for them. Yeah. That's what I think the last administration was willing to do, and this one is actually not. Iran, like Russia, like China, they don't pay attention to what you do. They pay what you say. They don't pay attention to what you say. They pay attention to what you do. And if they fear you, they will back off. If they don't, they will run amok. That's the way the rules are. The game are.
Last question for you. You're speaking with Jim Carafano with the Heritage Foundation, our go-to expert on all things foreign policy. I just want your reaction to Senator Lindsey Graham's tweet. He said, "Hit Iran now, hit them hard." What do you think about that?
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem, and I don't love Lindsey Graham. I think he's wrong on most foreign policy things. Okay, then what? Lindsey Graham feels better, and there's a bunch of holy smoke in Iran. But how does that end things? Because Iran will just rebuild. And so that's not going to stop this. They have to fear their survival as a regime, and they know if just a couple of bombs are not going to be the end of this. You're not going to bomb your way out of this, just like the Russians can't bomb their way into Ukraine. And so it's a impulse without a strategy. It's like the guy who, says, nobody's going to treat me like that. And he runs into the bar and he punches the biker in the middle of the face in a room full of bikers, right?
Yeah.
And that's an impulse, right? It's not a strategy.
That's a great analogy. We always love talking to you, Jim. And
unless you're Jake Gyllenhaal, I guess, in Roadhouse or something.
I want to talk to you again soon about the southern border because there's so much to talk about there. We'll get to that next time. And we always appreciate you coming on with us. Good to talk to you, Jim.
I love this show. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Love Jim Carafano, too, as well. I always like it when he says I ask brilliant questions because I know that I am punching way out of my weight class in those conversations. My questions to him, a lot of times I ask questions of people who we have on the show, and they pretty much know what the answer is going to be. When I'm asking Jim Carafano, especially because I trust him in our exchange of conversations, I know that he has expertise that he is lending us when he comes into the show. My questions to him are genuine questions where I just lean in and wait for him to provide the answer because I'm learning right along with you. Always great to have him on. Let's take a quick break. Congressman Mike Bost is going to be with us. We're going to talk about the back and forth, those words from President Biden. He's very adamant now. That thing going on in the southern border, he just wants the Congress to give him the power to enforce federal immigration law. I think there's a civics lesson in need here, especially because that power that he's said he doesn't have and is waiting to get likely from only the Republicans in Congress. Boy, how politically advantaged is that? He sure was using that power quite a bit with the executive order in his first 100 days to undo every Trump policy that existed on the southern border. And look where we are right now. It's a pretty easy question to answer. But as far as the congressional battle goes, Congressman Mike Bost discusses with us next on the Annie Frey Show.
Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up all that might fly in the city.
Let's talk about the Retirement Advisory Group and how you can quickly learn how to protect your retirement with these folks at the Retirement Advisory Group tonight at the Frontenac Hilton Tuesday. That's today. We are going to be out there. I'm going to be out there from about 6 to 6:30, and I hope to meet each and every one of you and say hi. Thank you for listening to the show, supporting 97.1, but also turn you over into the hands of Thomas Helbig, Bob Kershaw, and Tammy Kershaw, because these are the folks that you need on your side. These are the folks that you want on your team. They are there to help usher you from where you are right now, right on the cusp of retirement. You've been working and you're ready for retirement to set in. You know you've got your nest egg and you need it to be protected. Thomas Helbig has never had a client lose a penny. That is an important thing for you to know and understand. And when I have known Thomas Helbig over the, 10, 15 years that he has been a partner with us here at 97.1, there have been so many people who he has helped get to that place where they've moved from the very last years of their working careers into retirement with the peace of mind that Thomas Helbig can give you. If you want to reserve a seat, I'm pretty sure that there might be seats left, but you can call and make sure you get your spot in. Tell me Annie told you to call 314-993-9494. This is not a long evening. I'm going to be there from 6 to 6:30 while people are arriving. The event starts at 6:30. We get out of the way. Thomas Helbig comes in, Bob and Tammy Kershaw as well. They take no more than 45 minutes of your time, and then you're on your way as well. Reserve your spot at 314-993-9494 or find them online at retirementkey.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Your garage door is the largest piece of moving equipment in your home. When it needs help, call the experts at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Their certified technicians repair all brands of doors and openers, and you can even schedule evening and weekend service. Just call 314-781-5200 and always look for the red ribbon. It's your assurance you've got the genuine, the original Overhead Door, the most trusted garage door company in St. Louis since 1926. For same-day service, schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. 314-781-5200.
You've listened to 97.1 FM Talk. You've heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial and Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple as the financial expert on the station for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio several times a weekend right here on 97.1 FM Talk. And you can talk to Doug Voss directly. Here's his number. Call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Keep the air you're paying to heat where it should be with 0% financing for 36 months on attic insulation. For details, visit aircomfortservice.com.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. The Mark Reardon Show.
Phil Holloway, Fox News legal analyst.
It's funny that we always find these cases in jurisdictions with people that are very, very hostile to a defendant named Donald Trump. So it doesn't surprise me. He's a lightning rod.
Weekdays from 3 to 6. This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Stop the rock. Stop the rock. Stop the rock.
I hold myself, my campaign, and my position to the highest levels of integrity. I also believe in transparency, which is why I can confirm that the Department of Justice is reviewing my campaign spending on security services.
So that was Cori Bush, local representative here in St. Louis, on the breaking news today that she is under investigation over alleged misuse of security funds. This is kind of breaking news, not why we were having our next guest on, but I'm going to ask Congressman Mike Bost if he would like to comment on his coworker, there's latest investigation, neighboring district to Mike Bost's, Illinois' 12th district. Welcome back to the show. It's good to have you.
Good to be on. It's good to be on. Yeah, you know, we'll let the FBI. This is the FBI investigation. They came out and then she has admitted that she's under investigation by the FBI. Understand that this is not the first time this has been questioned. It was questioned back and brought to the Ethics Committee. Now, let me tell you that the Ethics Committee made a unanimous vote, both bipartisan unanimous vote, that there was nothing to the allegations of misuse of funds. Now, understand the Ethics Committee can talk about taxpayers' funds. So they didn't find anything, or if they did, she was cleared by them. But this is a completely different thing. It's with the FBI's investigation. I don't know, what they're actually looking into. She's denied doing anything illegal. We'll see how this plays out. I've seen people that have been accused of things and that it come to fruition that it is true. And I've seen people accused of things and come to the end of it all, and there was no there. You can list that
Right.
back and forth. So she's admitted she's under investigation. So we'll see where it goes.
Yes, we will. Let's shift gears here a little bit. The House is officially filing paperwork, as I understand it, in the impeachment of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. And then in addition to that piece of business that would fall near your plate, your ability to vote on that, I want to play for you in the same vein of the border crisis. President Joe Biden's words here. He's asking you for something here. Listen to this.
With executive authority, or is there more you could do? Absent not all I can do. Give me the power. I've asked from the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people. The judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work for us.
So the president says he wants the power. He says the very day
He has the power.
Explain. Where are you at on this,
Yeah.
Congressman?
Let me tell you, the president has the power. Matter of fact, you know how important this issue is to me. I've been to Eagle Pass twice in the last 9 months. I was down there on the 3rd of January when there were 64 members went down, so we could actually talk with the frontline workers on what they're facing and what they're dealing with. And one of the main officers down there explained in great detail that if he would simply have them stay in Mexico. That's an executive order.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he got rid of. One of the executive orders that Trump that he got rid of because they were Trump's order. If you would put that in place, 70% of the flow coming across would stop. Automatic. And all that's doing is making Mexico do what the international law says to do. Also, and everything that's out there that we put in House Bill 2, okay, everything which has been sitting for 9 months over in the Senate, and Chuck Schumer won't call it, but everything that we put in there were all things that the prior president had as executive orders. Whether it was, they did not have the catch and release policy. They were building the security wall. They were, and understand that it doesn't close the border. What it does is it directs people to an opening somewhere where it can be controlled. It doesn't. And Annie, let me tell you this. When we were down there, one of the sheriffs said a lot of the people that are friends on the other side of the river are very much frustrated with this because they legally come over and work, and then some others go over and work, and it was opened in that way. But they feel like they're being lumped in with the illegals because they are true migrant workers, okay, and do everything legal. And the frustration that Mexican citizens right there across from Eagle Pass feel are the same frustrations where these people are parading through. Now, understand, we're up to 190 countries that have come across that border.
It's wild. It's so negligent. We've asked the president, the press has asked many times, is this a crisis? Same thing with Mayorkas, who is seeking out impeachment, it appears, about crisis. They say it's a challenge. It's semantics. What is it about the border that they won't publicly address? But then you also hear Joe Biden say that since the day he came into office, he's been saying, give me the power. I mean, they're so all over this message.
What person in this United States does not know that that's not true? He has the power. He had the power that he used when he caused the problem in the first place. Let me tell you that one of those, the assistant secretary that was down there for the area he said, I'm not a partisan. He said, I'm not. He said, I came in during Ronald Reagan, and he says, I've been in with every president since. He said, Ronald Reagan, George Bush the first, Bill Clinton, George Bush the second, and then Obama. He said all of them did fairly well with giving us the tools we needed, and we could keep under control this border. He said it went really well during Trump, and that's his exact words. He said as soon as Trump left, I'm telling you, this place blew up, and it's because of the policies that were removed that had been put in place by President Trump through executive orders. like I said, the bill in H.R. 2 that we want passed is just doing nothing but by Congress doing exactly what those executive orders did.
I want to read to you a couple comments here from people listening, generally not probably going to vote for Republicans in office, but that's our American right to vote for whomever we want to choose. Scooter says Republicans don't want to fix this problem. They want to run on this problem. Is it a crisis or not, Congressman Bost?
It is a crisis, and even our Democrat colleagues know it. How many Democrats have you seen from Texas stand down there with us? I mean, this is if a person can make the comment that they just made. We are trying desperately to fix it. We sent the bill over. We sent the bill over, like I said, 9 months ago. Now the Senate is trying to negotiate some things, but what they're negotiating doesn't fix the problem. And why would you want to pass a bill that doesn't fix the problem? If you want to pass a bill that doesn't fix the problem, then what you're saying is you really just want to make it political.
Then you are running on the problem. Amen.
You are. We want to fix the problem because this is a case where it is affecting every state in our nation. And we've got to stop this, and just to watch it continue to happen, and for someone to question if you haven't been down to that border and seen what we see. Let me tell you that there was one of the people that I had lunch with down there. She and her husband sat at one table with a group of members, and she sat with us. They have a farm that is the first farm north of Eagle Pass, and that's not a farm, it's a ranch. It's about 2,800 acre ranch that they have now quit using because the illegals are breaking the fences, and what they do is they irrigate their ground, and then when the grass comes up, then they lease it to cattle to be fed out on it. Yeah. But they can't keep their fences. They can't count as many dead bodies that are around their property now that they found over the last couple of years. On Thanksgiving Day, because the train comes right through there, her brother called out to her and says, "You got to get out to your truck. You got to get a truck." So she goes out to her truck, and in the back there's a blood trail going into the back of the truck. There's a woman in there that had tried to jump the freight train and lost a foot and drug herself over and was laying and had been bleeding for 3 hours in the back of her truck. This is the type thing. They've got people breaking into their house. They've actually put a refrigerator outside with water and soda and beer near their back porch so they won't break into the house to try to get food there. They put snack packs out and everything like that. But even then, somebody broke in their house, and whenever they cornered them and said, "Why'd you break in?" they said, "You had better beer inside."
Oh, my gosh. I mean,
yeah,
this is what Joe Biden has invited into this country. It seems to me like his answer, the Democrats' answer to this problem, correct me where I'm wrong, is not to stop the people from coming here. It's to streamline the process to get them in.
Yeah, sure. And not only that, when they come in, this catch and release policy, they will take you and do the processing through the facility, and then they process you. Then they basically haul you somewhere, okay? And then you tell them where you're going. They get you there, and they give you a slip of paper that tells you show up 8 years from now at federal court. This is how crazy this is.
Yeah, it's absurd.
And if you think any of those are going to show up in 8 years,
yeah, they're not.
See, the thing is, we first have to stop the bleeding. We've got to seal the border, and we've got to actually get that under control. But then when we get done with that, can you realize how long it's going to take us to track down and actually properly return the people that have come into the country illegally to the country of origin, or the way it should be? Because they're not all coming from countries that are seeking amnesty. And here's what's really wild, too. We know for a fact now that 70% of them coming across the border are men between ages of 18 and 45, adult men, and they don't count them as with that group if they're with their families. Oh. So that's just the single men that come across. That is not. They're not bringing their families. They're coming over by themselves. And now the question is, how many of those are terrorists that we missed with the gotaways? How many of them have other crimes that they've committed? We catch a lot, but we lose a lot more.
Right. Before we let you go, we're speaking with Congressman Mike Bost, the representative for Illinois' 12th District. I want to get to the Mayorkas portion of this. He wrote a letter to House Homeland Security Committee Chair Mark Green. He said, I assure you that your false accusations do not rattle me and do not divert me from the law enforcement and broader public service mission to which I have devoted most of my career and to which I remain devoted.
Let's be real serious about this. In this, it's very clear that there are laws that he is choosing not to enforce through his agency where he is supposed to ensure and they take an oath to do that. That's the problem. That's the problem. He is truly a dereliction of duty, and this is very serious. We're taking it serious. I know the chairman is taking it serious, and if it comes before me, I will support the impeachment.
Do you think there are Democrats in the Senate, maybe not enough to actually see the whole thing through, but do you think there are Democrats in the Senate who would be forced to consider a vote in favor of this impeachment?
I think they would have to be if they were, especially from those border states and or those states that
I agree. Well, we appreciate.
I think you'll probably see Sinema go that way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting and an important exercise, especially in election year, for people to test where their elected officials are on these most important issues. And I know that you've always been solid on them, Congressman Bost. Thank you for the time today.
Thank you, Vanny. Appreciate it.
Yep,
have a great day.
Bye-bye. Congressman Mike Bost, Illinois' 12th District, fighting for the people of that 12th District, but ultimately just a common sense guy, and always grateful to have him on the show. It is maddening to know the stories of what is taking place in the southern border and to try to be gaslighted so much by the left who wants, the president of the United States. I mean, at the peak level, give me the power. Are you serious right now? I mean, the executive actions that you flexed your muscles on over the course of the duration of your presidency, but were prioritized in the first 100 days to put us in the position that we're in right now. Another comment that we got here from Andy said, directs people to an area that can be controlled is the exact thing the right says the wall is for. Yeah, Andy, but when you build a wall and you direct people to come in one place, you turn them around and send them back when they don't belong here. You don't just grant asylum and turn Border Patrol into paper pushers so that everybody can freely get past that wall into one place.
Yeah, this proposed bill, if the numbers coming out are correct, it's somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 people per day before they can shut the border down, So if that's accurate, what that works out to be over 365 days is 1.1 to 1.8 million people before they even act to shut the border down, and that doesn't include the gotaways or the unknown gotaways. It doesn't fix anything. All it does will make the situation worse.
You have to look at the situation like we're being invaded, because we are willfully led by the president of the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Let me Google something here real quick. This is a big word. I got to make sure. The offense of attempting to overthrow the government of one's country or assisting its enemies in war. That's the definition of treason.
Man.
You could make an argument.
Mm-hmm. An argument could be made.
Let's take a quick break. Ryan Wiggins coming back in studio here. When we return, we'll talk a little bit about yesterday's show. We'll figure out how he did. I need to know from you guys, how did he do? Because Ryan found out 5 minutes before he went live that he was hosting the show yesterday.
That was impressive.
And there are things happening in my household right now, like unspeakable things. And I'm struggling. And Ryan bailed me out yesterday. He said that he takes criticism really well. Should I critique him or just shower him with praise when he comes back?
Critique him.
I don't know. I really want to shower him with praise because he bailed my butt out yesterday and was very eager to do so. Let's get Ryan back in here. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Shake my paranoia. Shake my paranoia. Shake my paranoia. Moving, dancing.
I love Ruler Foods. I love every one of you who has told me, okay, Annie, I caved and I went to Ruler Foods and you were right. It's an experience that, from what I hear from a lot of you, you've driven past to Ruler Foods. Maybe you didn't know that it was where it was in the first place. You kind of have your grocery routine down. It's one of those things that you get into a routine. You don't really think about it. You know, you get this, that, and the other thing from your grocery store. And it's hard to shake the repetition of that. Now, don't throw your money away. Give Ruler Foods one shot. You got a free Saturday open this weekend, or maybe an evening open this weekend. Do it as just an endeavor. Go into Ruler Foods and see what I'm talking about. You will understand why I celebrate it so much. You will understand why I keep saying stop driving past it, go inside, and see how easy it is to shop at Ruler Foods. Convenient, clean, well organized, and the amount of money that you save will have your jaw dropped at the end. There are sometimes, well, generally speaking, they have such low prices on particular goods that I promise you're buying on a regular basis that I can't even tell you what the price is because they're that low, and they have to make sure that they don't oversell themselves so that people are going there and looking to buy something and they've sold out because the prices are so low. Ruler Foods is reliable. They are wonderful people at Ruler Foods, and they're just trying to help you save money. A reminder, they have all your name brands, but they also carry Kroger brands at Ruler Foods prices. Go to Ruler Foods and report back to me how you liked it. RulerFoods.com.
How would you like to make no mortgage payments for 2 months? Are you tired of making minimum payments on high-interest credit cards? Is student loan repayment giving you the blues? Your home equity is at an all-time high. Use that equity to save hundreds every month. Call 314-567-GOLD now and give yourself a payment break. That's 314-567-GOLD. Or visit goldenoaklending.com. NMLS 114937.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. This new year, make some resolutions that will improve the environment. Resolve to recycle more. Recycle paper, bottles, and cans. Reuse paper and plastic bags and get a reusable bag for groceries. Recycle old clothes by donating them to charity. And recycle old electronics like TVs, computers, and cell phones at appropriate e-waste facilities. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Jordan Peterson is coming to town on Valentine's Day at Stiefel Theater, and we have a pair of tickets to give away to you in the 2 o'clock hour. So stick around. That's coming up next hour here on the Annie Frey Show. It is 1:47. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The people have spoken. I want to thank you, St. Louis, for voting Onder Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-900,000.
Congratulations to Fred Bottomer of The Mark Reardon Show on his induction into the St. Louis Media History Foundation's Hall of Fame. From all of us at 97.1 FM Talk. You're listening to the Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back. Brad wanted to put this up on the YouTube channel. It says, grade Ryan's performance A through F in the chat. Hunter said, I do have one constructive point for Wiggins. Be better. Or as Melania said, be best. Do you remember that dumb initiative.
Yeah.
Be best. Nah.
Be
it's not it.
best. Build back better.
Build back better is
Also stupid.
also, I mean, how much of a sucker do you have to be like, that's a lot of bees? Good job. I really like that.
This was with the president at the time that everybody was saying was suffering from a stutter. It's like, let's make this his talking point.
I think I figured it out. It's so that they could say BBB gives Joe Biden an A+.
It's rated
And
high
what
with
they
the Better
meant
Business
was
Bureau.
Build Back Better, not the Better Business Bureau.
Yesterday, it was 11:55 a.m. and I got a phone call that my 6th grader was in the office. I think it's funny. She told me the story later. She said she couldn't get warm at school. She was shivering, and she asked one of her friends, do I have a fever? And she's like, you're burning up, Jensen. So she went to the office, and they took her temperature, and she goes, and they made me sit in the sick chair. And I'm like, the sick chair?
Is there a specific? Is it like a massage chair?
Probably not.
Oh.
It's probably like in a cage. That's what I would do if I were those poor office ladies who have to
Plexiglass cage.
take every sick kid. Like, just comes. Make sure before you leave, you go sneeze on the secretaries. So, but she said the sick chair. So I conjured up a whole bunch of funny images in my head. It's like, I imagine that the point of the sick chair is it's over there.
It's over there, and it's probably covered in goo and stuff. It's just disgusting. Never gets touched.
Enter with 1 disease, leave with 4.
Yeah.
So she's home today. But I got that phone call at 11:55, and the ironic thing was that they called me. They meant to call my husband. You're supposed to call my husband first, I guess. I think Jared had them do that, because he's a teacher. So in one way, you could say it's easier for him to be. I can't leave. I can't not do the show without getting from people who care about me a dozen texts. Hey, where are you? What's going on? And so they accidentally called me. My husband was sick last week. We went on that family trip, so he had taken several days off, and then he blew 2 tires on the Jeep because he ran over that bottle. So he had to take a morning off to get that stuff fixed. And it's very difficult in what I do because when I am not here, everybody knows that I'm taking a day off. I can't sneak one by.
Well, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but you have to show up for your kids, and it can't always be the responsibility of the other person. So I said, you know what? No, I'm going to come get her. My husband had stuff he needed to do at work, of course, that day, as he does every day. He's a sacrifice. It is hard as a parent. I've got 4 kids myself, but it is hard as a parent to know that you are failing people. You just have to choose who you're not willing to fail that day. And yesterday I wasn't willing to fail my 6th grader. And so at 11:55 a.m., I said, I'll be right there. I went and asked Ryan, and then I went and asked Trisha, is everybody okay with this? And Ryan, you immediately were like, if you need me to do this, I can do it. And I was so grateful for that you were willing to just step in and do it. And so I prepared him. I put down a bunch of notes about what I was going to talk about with Bill Eigel, and then I took those notes home with me.
I was going to say, I didn't know if you would realize that. Yeah. But I said, give me the rundown of who you're talking to. I kind of knew because we talked about the show, but I didn't know exactly what was the point of every interview.
In my notebook.
And so she's scribbling like crazy at 11:55 in
Here's what
notebook.
I was going to do. Here's what I was going to say. I was going to keep it broad, let them have this conversation, but here are the questions. Here, just, you can go with these. You can do whatever you want.
And I'm like, great. And she's sending me all kinds of hey, I was maybe going to talk about this article. While we're on, you're sending me this
I was
stuff.
trying to send you everything that I had.
Yeah.
Because every day I have a bucket of stuff. And I was like, here's the bucket. But that stuff I actually sent you.
But the stuff that you were writing, though, is usually not a part of that. It's for you. It's in your head mostly. You might have some notes, but it's mostly in your brain.
I wrote down complete sentences for you. If you were to look at the rest of this notebook of things that I think of during an interview with Jim Carafano or some legal expert, it's 2 words of nonsense and a scribble. And if I write it down, I remember it.
Yeah.
I don't even read it.
Yeah, totally.
I took those notes home with me.
So that notebook, I'm like, oh, this will be great because I don't know really what I'm doing right now. And then we go into Bill Eigel. And I'm like, Brad, where's that notebook? Oh, no. She took the note. She sat here writing all that, and then she took the notebook home.
I could see how you might have thought I did that on purpose.
No.
I
knew you
not.
I knew you wouldn't sit here wasting your time writing that.
It was very much uh-oh. She was in a hurry and scrambling, and she just took it with her.
So stupid.
I think it went fine.
Yeah.
It's just that it normally going into, especially fill-in hosting, you do a pretty decent amount of homework going into it because you don't want to let people down.
You overstudy.
Yeah.
You didn't let me down. You actually saved my butt. I was really grateful for it. And it's just an opportunity for me to say a testament to this team here. Brad, Leah, Ryan, me. That's the Annie Frey Show team. But even Trisha, there is so much support. There's no drama at the station amongst, like, I texted Mark over the weekend, Mark Reardon, I see him every day. Like, it's just really nice to be a part of a team that genuinely cares about one another. And I know I give Ryan a lot of crap. He deserves it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You would agree?
Yeah.
I give Ryan, but we're friends, and Ryan really saved my butt yesterday. So a very, very public thank you, because we've got sickness in our house right now. I took a Friday off a couple weeks ago. I think, did you fill in for me that day too? It was just you two.
Yeah.
It was you guys.
I was off that Friday.
Oh, you were off. Sorry, Ryan.
Was
Again.
it just me and Leah? No, I think Elam was here that day.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I did fill in for you one day recently, other than yesterday.
It just is. It's hard to be a parent and have a career, and my struggle with that is not unique. Every parent out there knows what it's like to just feel like every way you turn, you just are running full speed into brick walls. And it's very stressful. And we've been sick for weeks now, trading it off. I am getting sick again. I can't stop coughing. I actually do better the more I'm talking here, but as soon as I stop, I've got this tickle in my throat that I just can't get out. We took COVID tests. We don't have COVID. So if anyone's worried about that, we don't have that. But there is just a lot, and you need good people in your life, because it does take a village. Again, I don't need the government showing up and providing me with all of my needs, because they couldn't possibly ever understand what my needs are. You just need good people in your life. And I've got family watching, sitting with Jensen today, and, letting the 2-year-old's sitter know what's going on in her house and making sure they know, and they still care enough to say, no, I'll take her. They love her like we do. And it's just good to have good people. And everybody knows what this struggle is like. It is not unique to me. So if you have a village that has helped you, or I implore you to understand, if you are part of someone's village, there's so many grandmas and grandpas out there that are picking up the slack, aunts and uncles that step in and support what it means to raise a family. I mean, you've got kids. It's a struggle.
I kept saying it yesterday. I'm like, look, here's the deal. Annie had a last-minute sick kid call. It's the way everybody has this stuff happen. We're just on the radio. It's a little different because of that. But it's life. It's just life.
Well, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Leah. And everyone else. Stick around. Lots coming on in the 2 o'clock hour. We'll be right back.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, did you just have your house painted? Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, no, it's actually Rhino Shield.
877-25rhino.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-674-2189 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-674-2189. That's 800-674-2189. What do you have to lose? Call 800-674-2189. Again, 800-674-2189.
Hi, I'm Tom Connor.
honors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar, February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food. Crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, January 30th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights, and Wednesday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Posthumous promotions. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Pentagon just confirming that 2 of the U.S. soldiers killed by a drone attack in Jordan, specialists Kennedy Sanders and Breonna Moffett, are promoted to the rank of sergeant. The 3rd soldier killed was a sergeant, William Rivers, all 3 from Georgia. President Biden speaking with their families earlier today.
We expressed to them how proud we all are of their service, how we mourn and feel sorrow over their loss.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says the president also plans to attend the dignified transfer service of their remains on Friday. President Biden telling reporters earlier today he's decided on how to respond to the drone attack. Pentagon spokesman Major General Pat Ryder moments ago.
Again, I'm not going to get into telegraphing or discussing potential future operations other than to say, again, we will respond in a time and manner of our choosing.
One Iran proxy group says it is suspending campaigns against U.S. forces in Iraq in order to prevent embarrassment to the Iraqi government. The U.S. is still investigating which proxy group carried out Sunday's deadly drone attack in Jordan. Missouri Democratic Congresswoman Bush just telling reporters that complaints about campaign spending on security are frivolous and politically motivated. But she says her office is fully cooperating with the Justice Department investigation. A different probe wrapped up last September.
After conducting a month-long investigation, the Office of Congressional Ethics found no wrongdoing and voted unanimously to dismiss the case. I look forward to the same outcome from all impending investigations.
Bush says she has not violated any laws by using campaign money to pay her husband for security services. Just getting word that Chita Rivera has died. The pioneering and Tony-winning dancer, singer, and actress was 91. America is listening to Fox News.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A chilly 45 for the high as we go through our Tuesday afternoon. Clouds, a little bit of sunshine, but still a chance of a couple of sprinkles here and there. Clearing and cold tonight, 30 degrees. Wednesday, sunshine, 49 as we close out the month of January on Wednesday. Thursday, new month, sunny and 59. And Friday, Groundhog Day, sunny and 55. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. I depend on them for eye care, and they have an announcement. They're pleased to welcome Dr. Samuel Berry to their practice. Dr. Berry is a cornea surgeon, and he has the latest knowledge and techniques for advanced eye care and treatment in the field. So what do we call them now? The doctors? No, just the best doctors to see for your best vision. In St. Louis, you can reach them at 314-966-5000. They've treated more than 250 doctors, more than any others in the practice. Now, if you need help with dry eye, LASIK surgery, maybe you have glaucoma, macular degeneration. I had an eye disease when I was just 25 years old, so my eyes are very important to me. You get the absolute best care with the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Bersati, Andy Royer, and now Dr. Samuel Berry. 314-966-5000 or visit youridoc.com. They have a great location just off Manchester Road, a half-mile west of 270. Ophthalmology Associates.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published Taxpayer Bill of Rights, which says you have the right to retain legal representation. Because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Lance Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Lance Story Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Nothing says I love you like romantic, timeless jewelry. Even better when you can save an extra 20%. Right now at Diamonds Direct, all fashion favorite jewelry is 20% off. That's earrings, bracelets, pendants, bands, colored gemstone jewelry. Get 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. Special financing too. Get her something she can enjoy and appreciate for years to come. A fashion favorite from Diamonds Direct. Shop in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Staples Print Big Sale means the more you print, the more you save. Get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. Ends 2/10/24. See staples.com/print for details. Print more, save more at Staples.
Shows that make a difference in your day.
Your home for conservative talk.
97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Before we get into, Ryan's going to do the segment. How would you phrase what we're going to do here in a second?
Great segment that I'm about to do.
Okay. Is that the tagline on your bumper stickers for Wiggins America?
Yeah.
Great segments that I'm about to do.
my bumper stickers that are so prevalent.
I have to play this. This is, I don't love Rachel Maddow.
Oh, yeah? I would have pegged you as a Maddow fan.
I think that she is very smart and very stupid at the same time.
Okay.
I think, you know how super intellectual people can sometimes be really dumb?
Yes.
I think she qualifies. She asked E. Jean Carroll.
Oh, good.
About the money.
You've talked about using some of Trump's money you're about to get to help shore up women's rights. Do you know what that might be, what that might look like?
Yes, Rachel. Yes.
Tell me.
I had such great ideas for all the good I'm going to do with this money. First thing, Rachel, You and I are going to go shopping. We're going to get completely new wardrobes, new shoes, motorcycle for Crowley, new fishing rod for Robbie. Rachel, what do you want? Penthouse? It's yours, Rachel. Penthouse and France? You want France? You want to go fishing in France? No? Oh, all right, okay.
That's a joke.
That's her lawyer.
That's the lawyer saying that's a joke?
Uh-huh. And she's like, Rachel, you want? Rachel Maddow goes, nothing.
Wait, they had to have the lawyer on?
It's on appeal. I mean, I've looked in. I haven't talked a lot about the E. Jean Carroll thing. I think it's all nonsense and it's political theater. And if you go bullet by bullet by bullet point of how soft and weak E. Jean Carroll's story is, but then you combine it, it's really a good example of how sometimes Donald Trump doesn't get out of his own way. Because E. Jean Carroll is a lunatic.
Yeah.
She's
Careful.
nuts.
That's what Donald Trump got in
crap.
trouble for.
I've got 83 cents. But like she wins a defamation case. So what does he do? He's like, I'll defame you twice as much now.
Yes.
Like, why do you think that this isn't going to go the way it's going to go? Why do you not see the tea leaves? Read the tea leaves. Like, it just seems like maybe focus on something else.
It's just so funny. I've done interviews in the past when I was working in music radio with artists who are big artists, but they're just really bad at interviews. They're not good at it, which is fine. It's just the way it is. But they got to do interviews when they have a new album coming out. So we'd have an interview with them, with the artist and with the publicist in on the interview. That's what that reminds me of. Like the lawyer's like, yeah, you can go on MSNBC as long as I'm there with you to make sure everything goes
babysitting.
okay.
I mean, for the lawyer to sit there and say that's a joke, I think that is all. I mean, what you're saying as a lawyer is you're saying the interpretation of what you're hearing here should be understood that this is a joke, and the idea of defamation is all open to interpretation. But she's got 83 mil, and she's going on a shopping spree, and she's ready to give Rachel Maddow France.
Yeah, in France, fishing
in
motorcycles.
She looked like she was 3 drinks in, the way she was so giddy about it, and I just thought, you're gonna out Trump.
Yeah,
like you're gonna step on your own foot so bad. What are you doing? I think that weren't they seeking like $12 million or something like that? I mean, it is outrageous.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I mean, it is the damages at $83 million were exponentially more than what was being asked for in this lawsuit. And E. Jean Carroll's out there like, you get a car and you get a car and you get a car. It's just like, what people? What a waste.
I've actually thought, I was driving in this morning thinking, I think I was listening to Kilmeade. I don't know if he was talking about it or not or what brought it up, but I was thinking you probably won't see E. Jean Carroll a whole lot more because the more interviews she does, the worse it is for her.
Yeah, there are so many lawsuits against Donald Trump that I have to prioritize my interest level in him, and E. Jean Carroll has never risen to me wanting to pull up the chair and eat popcorn and watch what happens next. But she kind of changed my mind. I kind of want to know what happens next. They're like two extravagant, bombastic people who are trying to get the best of each other. Oh, man, I don't know. All right, it's all yours. Go for it.
I have taken, now, as we mentioned at the end of last hour.
This is some plagiarism.
It kind of is.
I've taken these stories.
I've taken these stories from Annie Frey.
And shall present them as my own.
So yesterday, at the beginning of the show, like we said, we were all scrambling, figuring out, okay, here's how we're going to do this. And then Annie took all of her notes home. But she was sending me throughout the first hour a bunch of stories that she's like, oh, I had this kind of lined up. We never get to everything.
No.
But you were just kind of sending me, like you said,
I just always
everything
have a
in the bucket.
Yeah.
And I did, I think, 1 or 2 of those stories in the 2 o'clock hour yesterday.
You said you talked about the mom from Home Alone said that she thinks that the McAllisters got their wealth either from owning a church or operating a church or inheriting the wealth.
Inheriting it. It was like during the interview, she was figuring out what she was saying, and then she finally went with, they inherited it.
Yeah.
That's what I decided. That was one of them. And then the other was when we talked about the CEO, the Canadian company that purchased a software company, and they cut everybody's salary by 20%, but they also gave them an extra day off.
Would you take it?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't. I need more money for that extra time.
Exactly. I mean, a 3-day weekend's great, but I told Brad, I think we all kind of came to the same conclusion. We'd have to just do something else on that day.
Oh, yeah.
To make it up. So, no. But I thought both of those were interesting. So these were some of the others that she sent me yesterday that we didn't get to.
I'd rather just have more discretionary time off.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the first one. Sonar.
Going swimmingly.
This is about how it went yesterday.
Is this why you didn't use this story last week?
Yes, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Sonar imagery may have revealed Amelia Earhart's long-lost plane, researchers say.
The reason I set this story aside, I didn't read into it much, but there is so much infatuation around Amelia Earhart in certain areas. Are you interested in?
No, but I'm just familiar with like Nat Geo specials and everything across there. And then there's like the deep dive conspiracies into who she was and, like an affair with Eleanor Roosevelt and all this other thing. Oh, that's there's some wild stuff out there about her.
I've never heard that stuff.
No kidding. I think Brad likes conspiracies so much that he's just got a dream of starting one.
I'll tell
and
you.
He's throwing this stuff out like, I got an Eleanor Roosevelt one that's going to knock your boots off.
That's how you become immortal. And I think the best way to do it is like, you know you're going to die, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I got maybe 2 weeks to live. You just disappear.
Eleanor Roosevelt, eh? See, what about you? You have an interest? Would it scratch an itch for you if we found out Amelia Earhart's plane was found?
I'll tell you what, I'm much more interested in that flight that disappeared a few years ago.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started on MH370.
That's incredible, because this is a different time period. A plane goes missing and you're like, well, it's it's 100 years ago.
It didn't just go missing, it disappeared.
Yeah. I know, but it disappeared. Okay.
Like, no, but this is like when Amelia Earhart did her flight, she was trying to do something that was very difficult, not common, and has become more common now.
Yes, exactly my point.
And with the Malaysian flight, it just went away in a normal flight. It just is gone.
Yeah. You can relate a lot more to the Malaysian flight. Like you can process the thought, I could have been on that flight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not like, I could have been Amelia Earhart's co-pilot.
Yeah,
and then you're not thinking of it that way.
It's just a different era.
I don't want to be harsh, but if I get the news alert that says Amelia Earhart's plane discovered in bottom of ocean, I'm going, okay. I'm probably not even reading the article.
Yeah, and it's just like a few years ago they said they think they discovered who Jack the Ripper was. And you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. But it's actually more interesting if I don't know. Like this is more of an interesting
not
mystery.
In, like St. Louis, right? That's what we need to know.
Yeah, I mean, if he was 200 years old, you'd be like, oh my gosh, the guy's still alive. That's incredible. I do want to talk about that.
They do think that he came to the United States, though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's because you didn't read the article.
I didn't care enough.
Because you're disinterested.
I did not care enough. But they did all this imagery of the ocean floor on what they believed to be the route she took. And it was 100 miles away from Howland Island, which is, I guess, where she took off near from Papua New Guinea. So finally solved,
about that.
Right?
I know what I know about Amelia Earhart from Night at the Museum 2. It's a great movie.
The sequel.
The sequel is as good as the first one.
It's been a long time.
It could possibly, maybe, be better. If you've never seen either of the Night at the Museums, watch them.
I remember
very
the
good
original.
movies.
I don't remember the sequel.
You should watch it.
Well, the thing is,
watch it with your kids.
The guys who wrote that movie or both of those scripts, I'm a big fan of them. They're actually the Reno 911 guys. It's the main two guys from that show.
Like them.
Wrote those movies, and they talked about in this book that they wrote about screenwriting about how when you get a sequel, you never have to work again in your life.
Oh, yeah?
And that was their sequel. They're like, we're done.
I think it's Night at the Smithsonian, I think, or I don't know if that's the name officially.
Battle of the Smithsonian.
It is in the Smithsonian, and it is so well done. There's not a wasted minute in the film. It's as good as the first. And if you watch the first and you really liked it or enjoyed it, the second one fulfills. You always go to see the sequel and you just want to spend more time with these people who you like because they're in the film. It's a great story. Hank Azaria's in it, I think.
Yeah, he's the big bad guy.
Very funny.
Next one is Navy lowers bar to enlist again amid a continued recruiting woes. The Navy missed its 2023 recruiting goal by nearly 6,000 people.
It's almost ironic that I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's not the irony. Well, it might be.
That is ironic. And they gave you a radio show.
I know. Yeah. That it almost feels like you'd have to raise the bar to increase participation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a whole bunch of people who are like, gosh, if I could just get an IQ of 34, I'd love to try. Yeah, they lowered it.
The standards, if you're somebody who has the metaphorical cojones to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to meet this challenge, you don't want to be like, it's for average people just like me. You want to be elite.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And I want them to be elite. And I thought about doing ROTC originally. Again, I've said the story many times. September 11th was my senior year of high school, so it kind of thrust me into the idea of service because I had other friends who were doing it. I didn't end up ultimately doing it. I wasn't sure that I could physically meet the challenge. And I was an athlete and stuff, but it's a challenging thing. You got to enjoy it. And it turned out that I really like playing sports, but I wouldn't say I enjoyed any of the conditioning part of it. But you want exceptionalism. I mean, the people who serve in our armed forces are the most exceptional among us. That to say, we'll take average people too, it just doesn't really make me want to. I mean, it doesn't. If you're an exceptional person and the standards are lowered, it just doesn't seem like it would attract as many exceptional people. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, that's a fact. Last one is just about the unhappiest states in the United States. It lists the 15 least happy states. I haven't even looked to see if we're on it yet. Did you look? You did? You already know the results.
Well, it was the article I sent you.
Yeah.
Well, hold that thought. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Okay.
We'll see if Missouri or Illinois is on that list. Stick around. The YouTube live chat poll for today. Can a third-party candidate win the presidency? RFK Jr. is out there, and he's got quite a bit of name recognition and his lane carved out nicely for him. And there are others. Cornel West, maybe a Joe Manchin, among others. Can they win? Let's talk about that when we come back, too. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Frey Show.
Let's talk about the heating system check that you can get done with Air Comfort Service. Have you put their number in your phone yet? This is a very important number to have tucked away. Maybe your furnace is working fine. You don't need any furnace services right now or air conditioning services. But when you do, it hits you hard. It becomes immediately the number one priority of what you have to take care of. So you want to have the very best people on speed dial ready to go. That's why I'm going to give you Air Comfort Services number right now. Stick it in your phone. It'll be there when you need it in case of an emergency. 314-513-0091. 314-513-0091. They can provide you with monthly maintenance that will make sure that you don't encounter any unexpected and very pricey repairs that might need to be done to your furnace. When we dip down in that super cold weather, and people have furnaces that are breaking down and you need to have them out there right away, you can prevent that with a maintenance plan at Air Comfort Service. They are kind people. They are lauded for their service, their compassion, their understanding that it's not like you get into HVAC so that you can have an experience with everybody on their best day. Because when you're calling somebody out from HVAC, it's usually not your best day. They get that, and they make those bad days much, much better. Reach out to Air Comfort Service at 314-513-0091. Online right now at aircomfortservice.com.
It all comes down to this. Super Bowl 58. Listen live from Westwood One on the free Odyssey app. The Kansas City Chiefs.
Takes the snap. Darts a pass near side. Caught by Kelsey. Wrapped to the ground at the 12.
And the San Francisco 49ers.
With a comeback for the ages, the 49ers are going back to the Super Bowl.
Wherever you are next Sunday, stream Super Bowl 58 with Westwood One on the free Odyssey app. Download it today and search Super Bowl. AUDACY.
Listen, it's no secret most real estate agents make big promises and oftentimes end up selling their clients' homes for less than what they may have been led to believe. This is not the case for my friend and trusted agent Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis real estate expert. Mark Cox here. Gloria doesn't make promises she can't keep. She makes guarantees in writing. Here's the truth. Right now, agents know that some customers will choose the agent that tells them the highest price. Talk about a stressful way to sell a home. Gloria makes it really simple by providing an upfront written guaranteed price. And if your home sells for less than the guaranteed price, she will pay you the difference. Gloria takes all the risk off the table for a home seller who's trying to get the most amount of money for their home. Get your guaranteed price right now. Call Gloria Lou at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, January 30th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights, and Wednesday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-1017. 800-291-1017. Again, that's 800-291-1017. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gsl.honorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
There's a music station that fits your taste at Odyssey.com. Download the app for instant access to hundreds of music stations and listen live to 97.1 FM Talk. The Odyssey app. Download it or stream from 971talk.com. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Sam thinks Jesus is on his way. Doug thinks she's a hoot. Rob thinks Bud Light makes you gay. Shane thinks Rob is cute. Coach thinks college athletes are making too much bank. Kim thinks COVID was a Chinese prank. Buddy thinks everything I sing sucks cause it don't sound like Hank. Oh baby, I think beer goes good with a lake and a lake. Goes good with a dock and a dock. Goes good with a fish on a hook and a hook. Goes good with a country song. And the song goes good with a smile. And the smile goes good with a kiss. And the kiss goes good with you. And baby, you go good with me.
Welcome back. Gosh, I love that song. I'd like to play the whole thing. Yesterday when I went home, I picked up Jensen and took her home. She went to lay in bed, and I spent 9 hours of psychotic cleaning and sanitization. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, and you can't stop. Once you start,
I'm
you're like,
surprised
this
I'm
is
even
what
here.
I'm doing right now.
And it was...
When you're sick, though, man, I'm surprised you did 9 hours because you're not feeling well.
I think that part of my cough today is because of the amount of Lysol that I inhaled yesterday.
Oh,
Not
okay.
even joking.
Scarred her lungs.
I went to Walgreens on the way home from picking her up from school, and I bought air Lysol. There's like purify the air stuff. There's surface stuff. There's stuff you can put in laundry. I did it all. And I was like a mad person. I cleaned the entire upstairs hall and the kids' bathroom. And if you've ever had a kids' bathroom, wow.
Yeah, it's gross.
My son's room, top to bottom. My daughter's room, all of that. They have 3 bedrooms. 2 of the girls sleep in the same room. It was psychotic. And I listened to a country music radio station the whole time because that's what was on in one of the bedrooms. We have Joy on in one, and there's country music on. And it was funny because by the end of the day, I knew the playlist.
It's like the same 1 hour repeated over and over.
It was good music. I wasn't mad at it, but I'm like, oh, we're here again. That's how I knew how crazy I was being. Anyway, are we one of the unhappiest states? Missouri, Illinois?
We're not one of the top 15.
Probably 16.
We might be. The way they calculate these things, though, it has to do with something with stress and economic and some other factors. So they do, it's some real figures that they're using. I don't necessarily agree with the results. Would you say that people in Illinois are happier than people right now in Wyoming?
See, I don't understand how we're measuring happiness.
That's what I mean. Is that these lists are a little bit ridiculous because Wyoming is number 15 on the list.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of the key metrics is income, which is interesting because household income could be really high in a blue state where taxes are astronomical and inflation is crazy, and you could make a much lower income in Wyoming and get by just fine.
Yes, exactly. And everybody I've ever met from Wyoming, which is not a ton of people because there's not a ton of people there, they love it. And they're like, I don't know why I'm here right now. I want to be back in Wyoming. Number 14, Ohio, 13, Oregon, then Texas, Indiana, Oklahoma, which really is going to show exactly what you're saying if it's based on financial issues. You're going to make more if you're in Silicon Valley, but your money doesn't go as far.
Yeah.
New Mexico, Alaska, as if people in Alaska are like, oh gosh, I really wish I was in Philadelphia.
Everybody that I know that lives in Alaska is like, Alaska's amazing.
Yeah, but that's a lifestyle choice.
It's a lifestyle choice.
You go to Florida and you live there and understand what Florida is like in August and September. That's a lifestyle choice too. Yes, Florida in January is too freaking cold, by the way. If you're going to Florida, you don't want it to be like autumn St. Louis. You want it to be like what Florida is supposed to be like, which is 83 degrees and sunny. And, enough so that you walk around and work up a little bit of a sweat. That's not the way it was in January. But in August, it's like 115 degrees on the, whatever you call it, the Richter scale.
Heat index.
Yep,
Heat index.
115 degrees on the Richter scale.
Hey, I don't feel good. And that's a choice too. So I could never do Alaska. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, in the summer I think it'd be awesome. But the minute you weren't getting the sun anymore, I couldn't be there. Number 7, Mississippi. 6, Alabama. Then we get to the top 5 here. Go back up. Number 5, Kentucky. Number 4, Arkansas. I mean, this is exactly what you're saying. It's probably lower income, but your money goes farther. Tennessee. Come on. Everybody's moving. People are moving to Texas and Tennessee.
Nobody likes Tennessee.
Who did this study?
Wallet Hub. Louisiana, and number 1 unhappiest state, West Virginia. I kind of get that. They have a lot of really weird stats in West Virginia.
Poverty.
For poverty and mental health issues, so I guess that's on the list.
I just think it's one thing to say, like, these economically, this is where these states rank, but you can't, everybody listening understands this, you cannot directly tie income and economy to happiness.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
If you've ever met somebody or like a couple where traditionally the woman decides, I've got a college degree, but I want to stay at home and raise my kids. And they know, like, they eat spaghetti and they shop at a discount place to save money. They learn how to budget. They learn how to make it possible. They are making less money and they will never be happier because they've decided for themselves what the priorities are. I know other people who have had to stay at home for particular reasons and can't get out of that situation fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's really something.
Those are lifestyle choices. And they don't factor any of that into these things.
Leah, if you were ever going to move to another state,
yeah,
is there an automatic answer of where you would go? Or even a delayed one?
Yeah. I guess if I thought it out better, I don't know, probably Tennessee or Texas. But
yeah,
my 2 favorite places to go on vacation are Miami and Vegas.
Okay.
So
those Tennessee and Texas are good choices. Ryan, is there an obvious answer to you?
Right now, probably Florida. It's not just because of the politics. I just think Florida would be a nice place to go.
Florida makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Like
just a good place to be.
Even when I land at the airport, I'm just like, Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it just
Yeah.
feels freer here. What about you, Brad?
Yeah, it's Florida. My wife and I have talked about this. And, like, things are getting bad in Illinois, and if we ever moving is a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
And we're not just going to move to Missouri to get away from Illinois.
No offense, Missouri.
No,
I
if we're-
get it.
If
But
we're
when-
going to pack up and move, and if we're going to uproot our entire life, we're going to go to Florida.
And I'll add this though, that we went to South Dakota last summer or maybe the year before with our kids, and we just did a week there driving across the state. In the summer, South Dakota is so awesome to be in, just weather-wise and freedom-wise, and I guess politics, all of that included. It is a wonderful place
In
to
the
be.
winter,
In the winter, I don't want to be there though.
it is a frozen tundra.
I want to turn on my microphone.
You're doing a great job.
I don't ever turn my microphone off this much. I'm coughing
Yep.
obnoxiously. I'm sorry. I got a text from John, who's from Point Pest Control, who I had out to address my spider problem, but like every extra-legged, not four-legged, 6 to 8-legged problem that we have. And he just texted, "Hi, Annie. Hopefully you didn't see any spiders while deep cleaning." I was actually thinking about Point Pest Control when I cleaned because I saw not a one anything. And I was very grateful for it because when you start going to the dark places that, especially when you have kids, they think that you'll never see and things get put there and you're pulling out, you just know something's going to come crawling out. And I was ready. I'd have gone on those things. And I didn't see one. So, John, Point Pest Control.
It's funny you mentioned that because yesterday, one of the stories that I was going to bring into Wiggins America, if it had been a normal show yesterday, was about the cicadas, which are about to hit in a couple months in this area and really the entire Midwest.
And it's not the cicadas. It's they go on like 3-year and
13
7-year or
and
whatever it is.
17-year cycles.
And this is the math has
Both
added
of them
up.
hitting. And it's the first time in hundreds of years that it's hit at the same time.
Don't you ever think back? You remember the plagues?
You remember when you started the Beatles?
It's awesome.
It was awesome.
All right, Farley.
You remember the Black Plague? It was awesome.
But if you think about the plagues in the Bible and then you see locusts descend upon, you're like, okay, this would be terrifying.
Yeah.
If you didn't know it was coming,
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, well, hello there, God.
sometimes you can still see them and feel like this could be the end.
Do you remember 13 years ago? Because I was trying to remember where I was, and I think I was still at Joy FM. And I remember leaving the office one afternoon to go to get a sandwich at Quiznos, and I could not
Very
get in the
specific.
door
Because of the bugs?
because the bugs were so bad. And this was in Des Peres.
I don't really remember seeing them as much as the sound.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah.
That is a soundtrack
Growing
to
up,
my
though,
summer.
in Illinois, I don't remember as a kid seeing cicadas. It was
Oh, I do.
when I was
Oh,
in
yeah.
Missouri, I remember seeing them like crazy.
Well, they're Republicans.
Is that what that is? But back when I was a kid, Missouri was much more of a blue state, so
Yeah, that's true.
maybe that's why I didn't see them.
Maybe they were Democrats.
I don't know really which way they lean.
We have so can these be purchased online?
I don't think they can be purchased.
I think they might be able to. I'm going to
I
check
don't-
it
maybe.
out. Let's talk about it. Why don't you talk about it?
You want me to talk about it?
I don't have it.
He had the details wrong so far, so I
Yeah.
think I'd trust him.
Yeah, let's do this.
Can't they be purchased online?
I don't know.
Trisha didn't tell me this. I didn't know they were coming in until today. And she's like, hey, can you come out and can you
Look online to see what we're talking
I'm
about.
looking right now.
Can you
WhiskeyDickerson.com. If you've ever wanted to get some Annie Frey Show T-shirts or whatever, this is great. I just looked over and was like, whoa! And it's a video of Leah, but I can't see her face.
Yeah.
It's just her mid-region.
Just
There's her face. Keep doing that. That makes me more
now
comfortable.
she's doing pouty lips. What's up with that?
We got no, Ryan. That's you. Stop it. There we go. Now we're talking. We have a new T-shirt, and it's the same logo we've had before, but it's on a charcoal gray. Is
Yeah,
that
charcoal
right?
gray.
And it looks fantastic. I'm so excited about it. I don't see that specific T-shirt right now on WhiskeyDickerson.com, but there are other T-shirts that you can order, and I would love if you wanted to get one, support the show. WhiskeyDickerson.com. They look great. I'm
They're
really
super
excited about them.
soft.
Yeah.
Are they as soft as the other ones that they've put out? Are they good quality?
Yeah, it's good quality.
I love those T-shirts.
Yeah, they got a nice athletic fit on the sleeve. Leah, show them the sleeves. There's an American flag, says Whiskey Dickerson on the right sleeve, and then on the left sleeve it says 97.1 FM Talk, and then you've got the Annie Frey logo with the radio. Come on, turn the radio on. You guys remember the orange ones and then the blue ones that we had? It's the same logo.
And I made that.
Yep.
I designed that.
And then we put them on a shirt that guys would like to wear this time.
With all due respect, both of those other ones were approved by men and preferred by men. So I don't, if your masculinity isn't capable of wearing light blue, Ryan?
When I wanted to wear one, I said, did a man approve this or did a woman? And you said men. And I said, okay, I'll wear it.
Yeah. And then we're like, what is a woman?
When she walked into the office, when Leah walked into my office this morning wearing that, I had seen the mock-ups. But I got to tell you, I was impressed by the shirt. It looks really cool in person.
Go check them out. I'm very excited about it. We'll be giving them away, too, at events that we do over the course of time. So we'll maybe if we have another food drive or diaper drive or something like that, anytime we're able to be out and about, you can come see us. And maybe we'll have, 5 T-shirts to give away for the first 5 people who come ask.
Yeah.
Very exciting. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, you guys can answer the question. Can a third-party candidate win the presidency? Yes or no? If it's a Biden-Trump election, then likely this might be the best chance that a third party actually does have, and you're going to want to stick around because Ryan's got something for you.
Now or after the break?
Just do it now.
Let's do it now. That means that it is your time to call right now, 314-241-9797, to win a pair of Jordan Peterson tickets. This is for February 14th at the Stiefel Theater. 1 pair of tickets on the line for you right now if you are caller number 11, Leah. Caller number 11, 314-241-9797.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
I want to talk to you about Stewart's American Mortgage and how Stewie has been working with people just like you get the best financial situation prepared for your next home purchase. When you reach out to Stewie at 314-324-4440, you are going to get access to the Bagel Loan. And the Bagel Loan is special because you don't pay any closing costs. Imagine going through that process, finding the house, getting the pre-approval. You can do all of that with Stewie, and then you don't have to pay any closing costs on top of it. That's like upfront money that you don't have to worry about. It's only with the Bagel Loan at Stewart's American Mortgage, and he will walk you through the whole process. He doesn't take those closing costs and roll them into the loan or do any fancy, funny tricks. They just don't exist. You don't have to pay them. I have refinanced my home twice with the Bagel Loan at Stewart's American Mortgage because as a couple years ago, rates kept going down and down and down. It made sense for us to do the refinance, and now I have a really, really, really great locked-in rate. If you have purchased a home in the last year or so, those rates were skyrocketing. They've come down a bit. If it doesn't cost you anything to refinance, call or text Stewie and ask him about the Bagel Loan and how you can secure that lower rate for you. 314-324-4440. You can Google the Bagel Loan for more information. NMLS number 226715.
I hate winter, but as a kid, I used to love it snowing. And my dog, when it snows, he's just like me being a little Hoosier. When it snows, we wake up and we would just run outside. We didn't care what we had on and just run around and build snowmen, roll around in the snow. He does the exact same thing. He can't build snowmen. He wants to do snow angels. But if you can picture this, he's a big German Shepherd, all right? He's good size. But he's got little legs and little arms. He doesn't know he's a dog, but he wants to make snow angels, so he tries his best, and he just ends up just rolling around in circles for the longest time. You got to love it. With that being said, keep the calls coming. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois. It is 314-293-2600. That's Bart Inman, 314-293-2600. And BartInman.com. That is a B for Bart. How do I say? Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com.
Hi there, I'm Andrew McCollum, CEO of Philo, the best way to watch your favorite movies, shows, and live TV for just $25 a month. We like to think of Philo as the future of television, a future where you don't get charged extra for features like unlimited recording or watching on multiple screens, a future without long contracts or constant price increases. Just ask our existing subscribers that have never seen their price go up in over 5 years. A future without having to wait on hold for hours just to talk to a customer service representative. At Philo, anytime you need us, day or night, you'll always have a real person to help you, usually in under a minute. You might even get me answering the phone. Hopefully you'll never have to call because in our version of the TV future, everything just works. With more than 70 channels, plus thousands of hours of content on demand, there's something for everyone to love. So why wait to experience the future of television? Signing up for a free trial takes seconds. Just head over to philo.com/Andrew. That's philo.com/Andrew.
Grill Master Tony, you can get wings, pulled chicken, and signature burnt ends for your big football party. You can wow your guests with those smoked jumbo chicken wings, signature brisket burnt ends, the delicious pulled chicken, plenty of sauce and bread from Pete's Italian Bakery, and you can get it delivered to your door Sunday, February 11th between 2 and 4. Go online today and order at grillmastertony.com.
YouTube live chat poll today. Can a third-party candidate win the presidency? Yes or no? That's the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. We'll give you the results of that poll, including your comments, in just a couple minutes here. It's 2:44. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. Quite the day. The feds are investigating Congresswoman Cori Bush over potential misuse of campaign funds related to her security detail. We're going to talk about it coming up after 3 o'clock.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Well, look, the Democrats have a huge problem. Rasmussen, for example, today said that 69% of the American people side with Texas, and only 27% are siding with the federal government. These are real. This isn't Newsom having a fantasy as the former mayor of San Francisco. This is the American people saying that this administration is a failure. It is failing in the most basic job of defending America. And as you brilliantly pointed out earlier, it's failing to defend our troops overseas. And Newsom, who's again, he's a little bit of a flake. He was the mayor of San Francisco. He lives in a fantasy land, so he can go around and say anything he wants to. But the truth is, there is nobody who is going to be able to defend Joe Biden, because the Biden record on so many different fronts is going to be somewhere between an embarrassment and a disaster.
So you still think Joe Biden's the guy?
I am sure of it.
Sure of it? Brad?
No.
Say it louder. For
No,
people in the
no,
back.
no.
I every day when I'm thinking about the YouTube poll question, it wants to be like, still yes or no?
You
Every
should just do
single
that.
day.
One word.
See
Still?
how it moves.
Question mark.
Today's YouTube live chat poll, if you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, we broadcast there live every day, and you can watch us. We love chatting and meeting new people there. So if you're lurking and watching and not commenting, just come say hi. We would love to say hi back to you. We do a poll, and it's in the live chat portion of the live broadcast on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Can a third-party candidate win the presidency? Yes or no? It's pretty vague. I didn't stipulate anything, really. Can a third party win?
No. This would be the year if a third party was going to win. And since it's no this year, I'm going to say no at all. It's just not going to happen.
Brad?
I don't think this year is the year. I know that both candidates are like deeply disliked and unfavored, but both candidates have well, I don't know if both of them do, but at least Donald Trump has a very devoted core group. What you would need for a third party to win would be something like where you'd have two Joe Bidens running, where it's like, well, both of these guys.
Nobody cares.
And nobody likes them. Vastly underwater, that sort of thing.
Don't you think that that's kind of what a lot of people think Biden-Trump is?
I know they think that's what that is, but they misunderstand Trump's base.
Yeah, but perception is reality in politics.
No, it's not. Not in this case.
How?
Because what will end up happening is Trump's base will be Trump's base.
But Trump's base isn't enough to get him elected.
Not on a one-on-one. But if you run a third party, it will throw it to Trump.
He's got, what is his base? 38%?
I was going to say 40 like as a sure thing, upper 30s to 40.
Biden's approval rating is in the tank, low 30s tops. I think it could be close to the 20s right now. If there's a third-party candidate, it hurts Joe Biden for certain. But I don't think there are the people who are Democrat or die, and there are people who are Trump or die. There are not. Well, I don't know if that's true. There are people who are Republican or die, but those include Trump supporters. So it's not like a separate entity from Trump. But there are a lot of people who have voted in the past to vote against Donald Trump, who wouldn't vote against Donald Trump this time, but certainly wouldn't vote for him. And there are Republicans. I don't really understand. I really don't understand being somebody who holds principled, hardcore, conservative values and would not actively vote for Donald Trump in this election. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
If you are doing anything to help continue what we've experienced here for the last 3.5 years, then you're part of the problem, not part of the solution.
And you're voting emotion. You're voting that you don't like the guy. It makes you feel bad. Some people might be convinced that he actually is a threat to democracy, but if you're believing that, are you a Republican because you're believing the media?
Not arguing with you, but I'm arguing with the argument. How can you possibly think that Donald Trump is a threat to the future of this country's existence and see what Joe Biden is willing to allow to happen to this country? Because it is a literal, right this very moment, threat to the existence of our country. The way he has mismanaged every bit of policy on the southern border, he's not just turning a blind eye to it. He is an active participant in the destruction of our southern border. It is by choice. It is by Joe Biden's will that the southern border is the problem that it is right now. He wants it to be this way, and you know he wants it to be this way because he took active sign his name on the dotted line effort to destroy what was protecting us at the southern border. He has aggressively, actively, purposefully, intentionally ruined our southern border. It's what he wants. What's taking place at our southern border right now is Joe Biden's will. How could you possibly be somebody who has conservative principles and support that? I understand how you could not have conservative principles. You could have progressive principles, which I could debate on any given one of those, why I think that's the wrong principle. People have different perspectives. People have different thoughts on particular issues. I could understand how you have those different thoughts and you say Donald Trump would not be the right guy for the job, that you want Joe Biden for A, B, C, and X, Y, and Z. But if you're the person who holds conservative principles at the foundation of how you want to see your political representatives act once they're elected, how could you possibly vote for a Democrat or Joe Biden? I think it is hypocritical to do so.
The one piece of evidence that I did not expect to ever see that supports the fact that Joe Biden is actively destroying our southern border and wants us to be flooded by illegal immigration is that anybody who's tried to stop it, he sues them. That's ridiculous. And he's committed. There is no argument that you can come up with that is like, oh, well, here's what he was actually trying to do. There's nothing. You can't even make a case for federalism, which would be ridiculous anyway. Because even if you're like, oh, I'm a constitutionalist, I support this, then support states' rights. I mean, even that argument doesn't stand. So everything that he's done has been deliberately destroying the boundary that marks the United States.
A 100% active participant.
Yes.
It's not passively happening. It's not Kamala Harris's fault that she was put in charge of the border and she just did a really bad job. It's all Joe Biden because it's his executive order and his alone that has caused this problem to be the way it is right now. It's on him, 100%. And America, you have the option to change that. Do it.
And it wasn't just, it was a knee-jerk reaction. He's trying to do everything different than Trump because he hated Trump so bad and they think that Trump was terrible. Because if that was the case, they would have in 2021 seen, oh man, this got bad fast, and then changed some things. They didn't. They actually did the opposite. They doubled down on it, and they kept doubling down on it, and they continue to this very moment, although their lip service is changing, which is interesting.
Well, I mean, they're just blaming Republicans. How
Well,
is
yes,
that different
but
from
they-
anything else that they ever do?
As
Oh, we
if-
screwed this up.
As if you won some political battle that all the problems would be saved. I mean, you had everything for the first 2 years of the Biden presidency. You wanted to be blessed with the power to handle this situation, then go yell at your Democrat friends, because you very disingenuously saying to the American people that you need to be equipped with the funds and the power to solve this problem. You needed none of that with the executive orders that you enacted in your first 100 days. You didn't ask anybody. You did what you wanted to do because you have the power of the executive office and you utilize that power. You have the power. You are the problem. All of this to say that if you're somebody who knows that Joe Biden, while he represents your party, is an absolute disaster for this country, and there's pretty much I've never heard anybody really articulate support for Joe Biden. It's always, he's better than Trump. And there are people who will also say kind of the same thing about Donald Trump. They don't love him. They don't whatever, but he's better than Joe Biden. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. A third-party candidate, if there was going to be a successful time for a third-party candidate, I think this is the time that it would be the case. And I don't think that a third party can win the presidency, but I think a third-party candidate can absolutely pick the presidency. And RFK Jr., Cornel West, Jill Stein, Joe Manchin, those people are all going to pull votes away from the Democrat side of the aisle in the majority.
Yeah.
The more people in the race, just like the primary, the better for Donald Trump.
Yep.
Wolf on YouTube says, I said no because we do not have enough open-minded people to look at someone other than Republicans or Democrats. I don't know if it's about being open-minded, but more realistic. You'd have to have an incredibly compelling third-party candidate. It's not about being closed-minded and not considerate, but I'm not interested in spending time or money in talking about people who can't effectively win, which is kind of why we asked the question in the first place. JC said, answered no to the poll, not enough time for this upcoming election. Chris said no, all it will do is pull voters off one candidate and guarantee the other wins. Russell says, I voted no, a third party cannot win, but they can definitely take votes away from either Dems or reps. Bob says, I truly believe a third-party candidate can only be effective in the primary situation, but not in a general election. I haven't looked at the results yet, but it sounds like they're going to be resounding. Let's go with RSG. Good to see regular RSG back here. I voted yes with the message I believe Trump could have run as a Democrat or Republican and won. After this election, I think Trump will start a third party that could win. That's an interesting thought. What if Ron DeSantis jumped in? I'm not suggesting that he should or that it would be a good idea, but if Ron DeSantis jumped into the race,
I would not be happy with that. That would be a bad decision.
No. I'm not asking about.
Okay.
No Republican should be happy about that because
Yeah.
it would divide the party.
Right.
But I think that's like you would have to have somebody come in from the right of Donald Trump to hurt Donald Trump. Everybody else
Yeah.
that jumps in would help him.
Even RFK doesn't seem to hurt Trump. It's debatable whether he is helping Biden or not, but he doesn't seem to hurt Trump.
Yeah. So you are a.
I'm a no. Sounds like Brad's a no on this poll. And you are a...
I'm a no.
You're a no.
I can't imagine.
Whoa, hey, the
there
show's over.
I can't imagine there being somebody who could pull it off. I got to pull up the poll here. Can a third-party candidate win the presidency with 200 votes? 81% say no.
81% are probably correct.
81%. That's a very definitive statement. That sounds like something Yogi Berra would say. All right, stick around. The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk next.
You can go to hell, 'cause I don't want to be nobody else.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing.